Pow! And welcome back to Turtles and Tea. It has returned. I don't even know what to say. I'm all flustered. It has been way over 6 months, like way over. I think the last time we did a Turtles and Tea was in July of 2024, which is insane because I love talking Turtles with this man. So I'm apologising right out of the gate. I don't care if this is just me and Tanner having a private conversation and there is nobody watching us this evening. This is long overdue. We love talking Turtles, so we thought, let's do it. Let's bring back Turtles and Tea on this rare evening and hopefully not take such a long hiatus. So we are back. If you love talking Turtles, this is Turtle toys from all companies, whether it be Neca, SUPER7, Mondo, Playmates, whatever your love for talking Turtles. Even if you don't collect Turtles but want to join the conversation, get involved right now. We are here to talk about our collecting habits with Turtles. What are me and Tanner currently buying? What are our collecting preferences this year? What are our wants? What are our desires? Let's recap all of the news that we know about this year. So buckle in for a Turtle Toy Talk in 2025. Turtles and Tea is back. Go and put the kettle on, and he is returned with me. Of course he is. It is Super Turk 5000. Tanner, where have you been?
I've been disappeared in a bliss of nowhere. Who knows where I've been? Yeah, happy to be back doing this. It's been, as Dan said, it's taken so long to arrange some time to get this done.
That's on me. Publicly, let me just say that. Tanner, that is 100% on me. People that don't do YouTube channels are sometimes a little bit unaware the organisation that goes into a channel, especially when you work, like YouTube's not my full-time job, people. I work a full-time job. I've got Amanda to keep happy, a dog to walk, dinners to make, and when I've already got a schedule of streams, it's so hard sometimes to slip it in. So, wait. Hang on. I don't usually find that difficult.
Slip it in, yeah?
I don't usually find that difficult. Let's rewind for a second. It's hard to schedule in the time to talk about Turtles because I love Marvel Legends. People know that. That's no secret. But my second love is Turtles. I've always said that. The Toon Turtles from the late 80s, that is my gateway drug for Turtles, in the same way that the Spider-Man animated series is my gateway drug for Marvel, all right? So the passion is there for Turtles, and I love what Neca have been doing this last, like, half a decade. So, but we're lucky because it seems like everybody makes turtle toys, so that's why me and Tanner made this show in the first place. We've done, literally, there's a whole podcast playlist on the channel, and I just wanted to remind people that there is one there. Turtles and Tea, right there. This is technically episode 16, but granted, we've had a bit of a gap. But there are 16 episodes of Turtles and Tea on YouTube in podcast format. You can listen to them audio only if you wish. And it's just me and Tanner and occasionally a few guests just gushing about our turtle collections and what we think about the turtle toys that are currently being offered, because we are in a bit of a golden age. 40 years after, or we're moving into 41 years after the Turtles debuted in Mirage Comics. And we are spoiled for choice with every incarnation of the Turtles we could ever want in plastic. So yeah, if you are joining us live right now on my channel and you've not seen Turtles and Tea before, it's been here just in the background, and we are back this evening to talk some Turtles. Tanner, have you missed it? Have you missed talking Turtles?
I have. You know what I have? I know we've discussed Turtles briefly, well, not briefly, privately, and little bits here and there on Legends of the Liquor, but to have that dedicated space to be able to specifically talk Turtles, I've missed it. So what I'll say is, up until last July, Volume 1, we are now Volume 2 going forward. We've done the reboot, we're Volume 2 going forward. Hopefully it's not going to be as long as the last one. So hopefully Volume 2 is as long, if not longer, than Volume 1.
I like that. I like that. This is Season 2. I like that. We're in Season 2 of Turtles and Tea. Maybe I should update the logo or something. But we are not alone, Tanner. Thankfully, people have found us. People have found their way back to Turtles and Tea. So let's go and have a look at the chat and just say hello to the people. We are live right now on YouTube, by the way. I have a poll up in the chat just to get involved with the conversation. It says, who currently is making the most exciting turtle toys? So currently. So I'm not talking who makes the best turtle toys overall. I'm talking right now, in this moment, in 2025, who are making the turtle toys that you are excited about? Because as I said, we are spoilt for choice. But unfortunately, the poll only gives me 4 options. So I've went for Neca, SUPER7, the OG Playmates, or someone else. Someone else could be Mondo, could be Loyal Subjects. It could even be McFarlane. That's something we will discuss later. It probably ain't going to be that, though, let's be honest. But yeah, get involved with the poll right now. And yeah, we are live on YouTube. Let's just say hello to some people. Again, me and Tanner are very self-aware. This show has popped up after a long hiatus, so we're not expecting any crazy live audience tonight. But we just need to get the ball rolling. We just need to get the ball rolling again. So if you want to join us, we're going to be here for the next hour or so. It usually turns into 2 hours, let's be honest, talking Turtles toys. So let me just say hello to Damien Ristori. He was very excited to see Turtles and Tea return. Turtle. He says, do you know, like a Bebop says Turtles weird in the animated show.
Turtles.
There you go. Jellyfigs is here. Hello, Jellyfigs. Jay's Toy Collection UK. I think he said he was making pizza, which is very appropriate for Turtles and Tea. He says, do my eyes trick me, or is this Turtles and Tea? It is indeed. Tanner's playing it right there. He's got his tea, right? You went and made a cup of tea beforehand.
Yeah, made a cup of tea, got my mug with my logo on it, so yeah.
Yeah, I have
nice
just had a hot dinner, and I can't drink hot. I can't have hot drink after I've had hot food. My body does. I don't like it. So I'm drinking Copperberg for now. But trust me, the tea will be coming later on for sure. Tea's my wind down. I wind down in the evening with a good cup of tea. Me and Tanner are both going to be watching Daredevil after this because we haven't seen the new episode. And Daredevil inspired the bloody turtle. See, even that segued in. Right, who else? We've got Christopher Allen with the best turtle emoji. Maybe the only turtle emoji, so it may be a little bit biased, but still, turtle emoji all the same. Quinn Comics is here. Greetings and power from your friendly neighborhood comic shop from across the pond. Hope you are having a terrific day. Excelsior. We appreciate you, Quinn Comics, like always. Hello to everybody in the comic shop. Cute Cool is here. Figure Cave Collectibles, who showed off his own mini haul of turtle figures. I think he was showing off the Wanderer, which I learnt was Michelangelo today. Good figures. Striden's here. McGow's here. Phil Jones is here. Bethany's here. Says, I do have Playmates reissue Sewer Layer on pre-order. Where did you pre-order it, Bethany? Where did you pre-order? The only pre-order I've seen so far in the UK is the whole shebang, but I know they usually put things up usually before the official solicitation date, because I know for a fact that is an Amazon exclusive. So it will be available the same way that the Technodrome was late last year, which I brought. Tanner did not, because he's got a Mega Bloks Technodrome, right?
I do indeed.
Yeah, the eye's always lurking there.
Right next to me.
Yeah, I never had the original Playmates Technodrome as a kid. My cousins did. Everyone's always got that annoying cousin that has the toys you don't want. So I had to buy it. But just for the child in me was like, no, now I'm an adult. I'm buying that Technodrome. So I've got it, but I haven't opened it yet. I need to make some display space. Justin Collect says, what is this new show? Yes, this is Turtles and Tea, Season 2, we have figured out. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the least consistent show of the last 6 months. I'll give you that one, Justin. Daryl Shelley's here as well. Tanner, way too loud. Okay, not a problem. Thank you very much for the feedback. I'm using a new mic, so that on this setup for the first time. So that is good feedback. Are the levels good? I'll say something, then Tanner will say something. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
4, 5, 6.
There you go. Give us some feedback, people. Give us some feedback. Who else we got? Tac's there as well. Tac, we miss you. Octane says, Dan, Tanner a bit quiet. The bloody hell, is he too loud or too quiet?
No, I think you're too quiet. I'm loud. That's what that says.
Oh, okay. I'll try and level that out. There we go. All right, that's me. That's a me thing. I've got buttons to press on my end. Told you, it's been a while. I haven't seen these Turtles and Tea buttons in a little while. And Bethany says it was the whole shebang. It is the only place that currently has the the sewer layer up, which I will be buying 100%. I had that as a kid and loved it, and I want to in my adult life finally connect the sewer layer to the Technodrome. I can't wait, Tanner. I never did that as a kid. And now I can in my adult life, hopefully by the end of the year.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, Justin Collect says, I finally pulled the trigger on a set of Pizza Club turtles from AliExpress. Great decision. They are probably the best representation of the Toon Turtles from the 80s cartoon. Absolutely. Fun accessories. Each figure comes with a little pad as well. I think I've got like 4 sets of these, by the way, like just so I can have turtles on multiple displays. So I brought a whole extra set of Pizza Turtles just to display with my van, because I didn't want the van just on its own. So I brought and I even brought an extra April, right, to drive the van. You can't even see her. Like, she's back there. So I spent money on an extra April that you can't even see because I didn't want nobody driving my van. So that is dedication.
You're going to need to put lights on in the van.
I know.
And
it's a bit dark.
are you going to need a third set for the sewer layer turtles?
I've already got them in a basket on AliExpress. I'm just waiting for that moment where I can do it. But yeah, Pizza Turtles are great. So let's do it. Let's start off old school style and let's actually talk about some pickups. Now, we're not going to do 6 months worth of pickups, but any highlights, Tanner, any recent turtle pickups? Let's go through them right now. And again, if you're in the chat, get comfortable, get involved. Let us know your recent turtle pickups and I'll read a couple out as we go through here. Over to you, Tanner. What have you brought?
All right, so with me, most of my recent pickups for this year have been very Last Ronin orientated. So we've had Last Ronin Grandma April and to the new Baby Turtles.
Very nice.
We've also got, I haven't had a chance to open, I've seen a couple of reviews, looks good.
From the Neca store, right?
Yeah, direct from the Neca store. They got her sent out quite quickly. And it seems like their customer service is improving. I know they've said on a couple of interviews at New York Toy Fair, they've hired some new customer service staff, so on and so forth. So hopefully that improves their customer service. Onwards, so with the Last Ronin figures, we've noticed how, as the Mikey releases have come out, he seems to be losing clothes. So the first one was fully armored.
Yeah.
Then the next one had lost his top. He was topless.
Yeah, I've got them both, yeah.
And now we got
naked,
fully naked, Last Ronin Mikey. Maybe, who knows? I'm wondering if he's got the little turtle tail. No, it doesn't look like it. So, and then finally...
by the way, I do want that naked turtle. He comes with all the beaten up accessories, right? So you can like.
Yeah. The different heads, the hands. Yeah. And he comes with a little kettle as well. So
Turtle and tea.
so
We need it.
you can have him make some tea. Yeah, indeed. And then the last thing was the Last Ronin accessory set. So that was both of those last two things were from props and replicas. Both are now in. So you get a Fugitoid amongst a couple of other things to make your Last Ronin display pop a little. So as I'm planning on having like a little timeline display, so you've got flashback and Last Ronin going forward.
Yep.
That's what that's how I want to get it set up, and I think that will help the look come out a lot better.
I think all of us collectors, when we are limited on space, we definitely start building the display in our mind. So we are buying things for a display that doesn't even exist yet. Like, I know I do that all the time. Like I mentioned earlier, the Playmates old stuff. I can't wait to display that, just currently don't have a place for them. But in my mind, I'm buying knowing it's going on display. So yeah, I think we all do that. We start planning our displays in our mind. 'Cause you're like me, you've run out of space right now, but you're planning for a future display when the space comes out.
I'm still a little bit loud, apparently.
Okay, I'm trying to sort that on the back end. So yeah, just keep me updated, people. I appreciate it. Any more?
Okay. I'll show this. So, also from the Neca store, this took forever to arrive, by the way. We have Garbage Man, Kevin Eastman. So one of the two creators as a Garbage Man in a movie look. So yeah, it's nice having one of the two creators. If they do a Peter Laird next, that would be quite cool, because we've had Stan Lee's, we've had McFarlane, we've had loads of other, we've had a Kirby as well. Yeah, it's nice to have that little creator look to, so he can watch over his creation.
Yeah, I reckon we should get another bin man. So we have both Kevin and Peter as bin men, just as a little Easter egg within your overall live action display.
Yeah. So, and that's pretty much it from me. The most recent ones that have arrived. Again, I can't really remember what is. Without these shows, it takes a lot to. I can't keep track of what's come in, what's not come in. Generally, I use Legends of Liquor for that, but it's a case of I can't remember. Yeah. So we'll call it that at the moment.
Well, with so many companies making turtle stuff, I'm the same. Like, you forget it's here, there, and everywhere. So as an example of that. Let me just show everyone how cute Teddy is, by the way. Teddy's, Amanda's not in this evening, so Teddy's sleeping with me. Not a fan of turtles, clearly, because he's already asleep and we're only 10 minutes in. So, but yeah, he is sleeping there in the background.
Teddy's not the only pet that's asleep, because my one's just sleeping on the end of my bed too. So.
Very sweet. Right, let's start with SUPER7. So, I'm only picking up... I really like the SUPER7 ones that are tributes to the original Playmate toys. So my rule I've created for myself now, Tanner, is buy the ones that I actually had as a kid. Do you know what I mean? So I can pose them up with the original figure maybe eventually. I don't know. But I had Napoleon, so I got him. Crazy figure, by the way. Like, SUPER7s are far too much. Like, they're 50 quid a pop, which stings, but the figures are really good. Like, they are really good. So, yeah, Napoleon's epic. Crazy accessory, so bright, colourful, crazy texture. He pops. Yeah, absolutely great. So I love him. And I also got the last turtle variant I needed from that first sort of set of variants. I know you're going to say to me, I haven't got the Raph in disguise, but this was technically the first Raph variant, wasn't it, in the Playmates days?
Yeah.
So I've got all the original first variants now. I think that SUPER7 have done at least. So those were two SUPER7 recent pickups. So moving forward, I will only buy the ones that I had as a kid. So like, I think I still need to get Rat King from a recent wave. Haven't yet, but I will. But yeah, not all in by any means. Where are you with SUPER7? You still all in? Or...
So I haven't got the last two waves. So wave 7 with the Gorilla, and the wave with the Rat King. I haven't got any of those figures from those two waves yet. But the ones previous to that, I pretty much got all of them. Because I've been stung too many times with SUPER7s going cheap.
Yeah.
Because they don't sell out, I figured, all right, with these two waves, let's take a look, see what happens. However, with various reveals from past cons, that may change with the 2003 Turtles.
Yeah,
because I imagine they're going to be popular.
Yeah, they're not going to go to the sale pile, I don't think, especially because I think
Yeah.
their quantities are going to be a lot lower than what we've seen in the past. Those two figures I've just showed, I got for half price. Do you know what I mean? So even though I said they were 50 quid, I didn't pay that. I paid like £25. So I literally paid 50% off for them. So yeah, that's why I've got them. They've been out a while now, but I had 3 things pre-ordered with Neca at the start of the year. Hadn't shipped any of them. After telling you guys told me to email Neca customer service. I did. They responded, and I now officially have everything I've pre-ordered with Neca, apart from another Street Dio that I panicked pre-ordered like a minute before the deadline, just so I could have a second Street Dio to go above Donnie's lair. Anyway, ignore that. I've got, like Tanner said, we got Kevin. They revealed another Kevin at SUPER7, so he could a slight colour variant that he can resell on his own site. But this is the one from the Neca store. Again, I like the idea of having Peter also as a bin man. This is the biggest FOMO turtle purchase I think I've made in recent time. I don't know why I brought this, Tanner. Like, I got
that as well.
I don't know why. I just pre-ordered it when it went up, and now it's arrived. I'm looking at it going, you weren't even in the movie, first and foremost. I don't have the space for you. Shredder doesn't even sit on you without looking like a toddler. Like, I don't know why I have it, but I do. I now own the Secret of the Use concept throne that was only seen in a trading card, never in the actual movie. It is a cool looking piece, but you're going to need some dedicated real estate to show it off, which me and Tanner don't have. So for the time being, he's going to sit in a box. But it's cool for what it is. Probably a bit too expensive for what it is. But again, it was a FOMO purchase.
Who was it that was telling me? Sorry to interrupt. Who was it that was telling me about Zack Ryder's reaction to that not appearing in the movie on his podcast?
Yeah, he showed it off on his stream, and then someone in the chat was like, "You know, that's not in the movie, right?" And they kicked off like there, like what? I thought it was. I was like, well, that's his own fault for not paying attention. He buys so much stuff.
He should start watching this show. That's what it is.
He should.
We weren't around to inform him that it wasn't in the thing. Well, in the movie, that's what it was.
His co-host Mark Sterling was trying to start a Marvel Legends podcast, and they shot him down. So I was like, "You don't need to worry about it. I've got one for you. Just come on my show." Yeah. This was what I actually did want from Neca the most, and I had pre-ordered this in June of last year. So finally, the first Turtles are here. This is what I genuinely wanted to not get lost in the post. This is again, last year we celebrated 40 years of the creation of the Turtles. I'm not even 40 years old, so the Turtles have always been a part of my life since I can remember. Now, granted, not these representations, but for me, it's about what these represent. These are the original designs from Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird in their apartment before Mirage Comics was even a thing. This was their concept. It's just the history and what these represent to the Turtle line. I needed them in plastic in my collection somewhere to represent the history of the Turtle brand. So and I think they are great. The Mondo ones that they made a few years back go for crazy money in the aftermarket. I think these may have brought them down a little bit. You can see Tanner showing off the black and white versions as well. You're getting the colour ones as well though, right?
Yeah, I got the colour ones. They arrived just here. I got them from AliExpress. Originally I bought 2, but then because of the whole hoo-ha with Neca and them not responding to emails and whatnot, I ended up putting a dispute in with my bank, so I got the money back for it. And then I figured, I need to get these another way because I'm not going to be without it. But I would have liked the second version, one to keep open, one to keep in the box because this is like a special release.
They're still on Ali though, right? So you have that opportunity.
Yeah, they are, but I've also got the black and white versions now, so I can open the black and white versions to keep the other ones on card. So, it's kind of worked out a little bit cheaper for me that way.
Yeah, that works.
But it works.
Just open one of them and keep another on card. That's fair. Because I'm the same as you. I brought a second just to keep, because again, for what it represents. Again, this is how it started. People this is the reason everybody, no matter what version of the Turtles you love, whether it's the movie, whether it's the 80s cartoon, the 2003, the 2012, even the new generation that for the new movie. What's the new movie called? I forgot.
Mutant. Mayhem.
There you go. Yeah, like no matter what incarnation of the Turtles you love today, it started because of these. This is where it all started, people. So these needed to be in my collection at some point. So that's what I wanted the most.
I mean, it saved me a huge chunk of change hunting for the Mondo and the other ones, you know, because they released the first
They were
Turtles,
going for
and
thousands.
they go for thousands. So
Yeah.
I'm glad these were announced. I'm glad these were released. It saved a huge chunk of change for me on that. So I've got that representation.
So I also wanted to start the stream. Again, as I've told, as I mentioned at the top of the show, this is the first Turtles and Tea in a good 6 months. So I thought we'll start casual, just have a general chit chat, but then also just update each other on our current turtle collecting habits, right? Because there is so much, right? You have to draw the line somewhere, and like, so for me this year, Tanner, I am focusing in on Toon Turtle, like I always am. That's always going to be my main Turtle line. So I will continue to get everything in the Toon line that has officially been in the show. I'm a little bit more lenient with variants or things that weren't actually in the show, if that makes sense. Like, I know the Punk Turtles, they had that 2-pack, didn't they, with the variant outfits?
Yeah.
I didn't bother getting that.
I think the Punk Turtle 2-pack ones were more accurate to the on screen, though. That's the thing. But I didn't get that one either.
The other ones weren't inaccurate. It was just the other ones were probably in more episodes, if you know what I mean. So that's just an example of something that I do want to get, but probably going to prioritize newer characters over that, especially when a set like that at the minute's like 70 quid for us. Like I'd hold off on that. But yeah, so I'm sticking with Toon stuff, and I will continue to get everything in the Toon line. But if it's something Outsworld or something What If, it's going to be a pick and choose situation, whether I like it or not. Like that Dark Leo that we're going to talk about later, maybe. Do you know, I don't look at that and get really excited. It's an interesting concept, but I don't feel like, oh, I need that on my display because I've got no attachment to it. But I understand it can fit very nicely with the Toon display as well. It's the whole intention of it. So I'm sticking Toon and movie, and with the movie line is obviously slowing down because I've done so much. The last thing I needed to get in my collection was Tatsu, and shout out Mike Hex. That's on its way to me now in my current pile of loot because I'm impatient and didn't want to wait for the UK pre-order. I'm assuming you've got a UK pre-order for Tatsu.
I've got a UK pre-order, and also I'm going to shout out Mike Hex because he supplied me with those black and white Kevin Easton and Peter Laird turtles. So yeah, shout out to him as well.
Yeah, turtle distribution is pretty naff in the UK, by the way. So shout out Mike Hex for helping us out.
Yeah. So I will be patient with that, with the Tatsu, unless I stumble across him on my trip to Vegas when I'm out hunting.
That's true.
So if that is the one caveat. If I find something that I've got pre-ordered and it's there in front of me in Vegas, and it's going to be cheaper to buy it there and then waiting for it to arrive, I'll pick it up there and take the hit on
remind the people where you're going and why you're going there.
So I'm going to Las Vegas for Easter week, so from the 16th to the 23rd of April.
So soon.
I'm going for WrestleMania, but officially, if you were to ask me, it's like an early 40th. I'm 39 this year.
Sure.
Early 40th birthday. It's my cousin's late 40th because he's like 42. So me, my cousins,
just
and
say
a
it's your
couple
21st
of friends.
again. Fuck it.
Yeah, 18. No, I can't say 18. You can't drink in Vegas for 18.
True, you need to be 21.
So 21st. Yeah, 21st. So we're going to Las Vegas. We're going to live it up. We're going to WrestleMania. We're going to both nights of WrestleMania. We're going to a couple of other shows. I'd like to throw in a little bit of action figure hunting as well. So shout out Phil Jones. So Hill Phones, because he's been supplying me with places to go.
He went not long ago, if I remember correctly.
So I've got a little list of places to go. I've got a list of things I'm hunting for. We shall see what happens going forward when I'm out there. Then.
So that's a good reason to pick something ahead of its pre-order if you physically see it. A lot of people do that anyway. If you physically see it and have the opportunity to buy it right then and there, buy it and just cancel your pre-order. Easy.
And Strident, you're very early with those birthday thing, because my birthday's in January, which is almost a year away. So next year, so we'll come back to it again next year.
Save that post. We're reusing it. So as we're talking about collecting preferences in Turtles, I'm saying Toon and movie, but the movie line's slowing down anyway, thankfully. So there's nothing crazy there. So and then just anything that I just like, right? And Playmates, I'm obviously getting anything that's nostalgic and retro to me. I'm still getting all the single-carded characters that I had as a kid as well. I think they showed off some more of them. But also, Tanner, I broke a rule of mine. Now, I brought Belly Bomb because it was just a cool-looking figure, didn't I? Yeah. So I was like, okay, I can't just have Belly Bomb on the shelf without any friends.
By yourself, yeah.
So I did do some backtracking and got some of the Mutanimals that I said that I'm trying to avoid. So as much as I was trying to avoid the Archie line, I went and got the Mutanimals, and I also got Man Ray, who was never in the animated show, of course. So I've got these three to go with Belly Bomb, and I'm aware I need to get Slash as well. And
Slash is a reserve member, but you need to get Mondo Gecko because he was also a reserve member as well.
Yeah.
And with a reveal at New York Toy Fair, that team is the core member of the team is getting completed. So we shall.
I think I may just, and again, I'm in my mind, it's an extension of the Toon line because those Archie comics were meant to be an extension of the animated show. The designs and the character, the concepts were taken from that same animated show. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, it's an extension of what the show could have been if it continued. So I'm like, they'll work. I'll just put them in they're going to have their own corner of the Toon display. That's fair game, right?
I'm sitting here patiently waiting for you to finally jump on those. Also,
Wrestling.
Archie, those those stump wrestling cells. So
maybe
you got a good majority of the roster out now. So it's a case of you can have a little corner dedicated to
this is what
Archie
I'm thinking
with a ring.
I was like, just get the Mutanimals and just ignore the wrestling ones. But I don't know how long that will last. Again, so I broke and got them. So yeah, we shall see. But anyway, so Toon movie is my preferences. Anything retro. What about yourself? Because you have been showing off some Ronin stuff there as well. I know you're into the Universal Monsters stuff. So what are your current turtle preferences?
So with pretty much most things, to be totally honest with you, I'm not on the Playmates. That's one thing I'm not on. So Neca, like you, Toon, picking and choosing. We got into a stage now where it's picking and choosing new characters.
You just
no, not with that. We've discussed Super7, in which it's slowing down and waiting for the sales with those kind of things. Last Ronin, I'm pretty much not a completionist with that because I'm not into the Night Watch Dark or repaints kind of thing. But anything new on that to help build that display. Mirage again, because they've got so many variants of the Foot Clan and other stuff with that. It's just I ideally would like the red variants of the Foot Clan and then move forward from there.
But they did the blue first, didn't they? Annoyingly, so
yeah, they did the blue. They've done the red.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. Yeah. So there's that, and then you got the Archie stuff. So again, they're combining my two favorite things, wrestling and turtles, together. I can't not build a roster of wrestling turtles.
Would you get the ring if they made the ring official?
Oh, 100%, 100%. You can't have a wrestling roster without a wrestling ring. So yeah, you need the ring. I'm an advocate of that. Movie again, they've slowed down. I don't think I'll pick up much else because unless they do unless they do Paige Turco as April.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm not gonna jump on that, and so I think Turtles of Grayskull has come to an end as well as the little subjects because I've heard that they may have lost the Turtles license.
Yeah, I think they're putting their priorities in Mask now instead.
Yeah, so there's that, and then one thing that's trickling through very slowly are those turtle mechs that I'm ranting and raving about. I've got the 4 turtles. The only other one they've got on sale on pre-order at the moment is the Shredder, who looks amazing. And the Mezcos. So I've got the Mezcos turtles. They've recently announced the Mezco Shredder. Again, those are slow, so it's okay to pick them up every so often. Pretty much everything, but a lot of it has started to slow down now because we've gotten to a stage with Turtles where it's kind of oversaturated at the moment.
Yeah, as I said, everybody is making Turtle stuff, so it's impossible to buy everything. But what's great is that because Turtle has so many versions now, 40 plus years of Turtles, you can just find your slice of the Turtle world and collect that and enjoy that. The problem
There's something
is
for everyone out there.
problem is when people like more than one incarnation of them, and then they're going to get pulled down different rabbit holes. So I'm lucky because I never watched the 2003 Turtles. I never watched the 2012 Turtles. I'm not really into collecting any of the newer Turtle stuff either. So it's easier for me to be like, okay, keep 80s cartoon and the movies, because like you said, there's definitely going to be a finish line at some point. With the movies, for me, it is April from the second, because there's the second April. She was live action April longer than Judith Hogue. You know, if anything, she's worthy of more representation in plastic. But Neca haven't built any type of relationship, it seems. Or maybe they must have tried to reach out. Or maybe Judith Hogue was like, no.
Judith Hogue is no. I think Judith Hogue is trying to get Paige into that. So she did with the actor who played Casey Jones. I think she's trying to get Paige Turco and Neca to come to an agreement to get a figure out. How long it will take, whether or not it will take,
because you can get the second movie, and then you can get her in like the samurai sort of gear as well, and whatever. And there are a few side characters from the third movie they could make. They could even make horses if they want to go the Mythic Legions route. But
jeez, I've already got my horses. I've got my Mythic Legion horses. If Neca do horses, I may have to skip those because I'm done with horses. So it's a case of with that. I think with the third movie, I just want the Turtles. Maybe April.
Yeah.
I'm not too bothered about anything else that comes after that. With the second movie, we're pretty much all done.
Would you get the four samurais that come to New York, all in their weird outfits?
No.
With Casey Jones?
No. Maybe Casey, but no, I wouldn't get the four samurais.
Splinter looks a little bit different, doesn't he? Like, he's in the...
Well, it's not a Jim Henson. It's not a Jim Henson puppet.
You don't see a lot of the body. He's in the.
His waist up to his waist.
He's in the subway car.
Train.
I always liked that as a kid. I was like, they just live in the subway carts in the ground. Like, is that really what's underground? As a kid, I used to go looking, never found anything like that, unfortunately. Okay, so before we dive into the news, and for the record, there's so much turtle toy news. Me and Tanner are just going to go here, there, and everywhere and talk about whatever we find interesting. Let's start off with your favourite turtle figure of the year so far, right? We're heading towards the end of the first quarter now. We're midway through March. So it's a fair time to reflect and go, okay, 2025, how's it started for you so far? What has been your favourite pickup? Now, we may have already mentioned or talked about it, but now's your opportunity to show it off.
So with me, quarter one, there's one clear winner, and I've got him right next to me. It's these big turtlenecks. So Donnie came out. He's got soft goods cape. He's got different ways to thing. He's got a huge ass laser gun that is like a sniper rifle and a laser gun connected to one. Yeah, I've got all four turtles now, and I don't regret jumping in on this.
Give it a little. There you go. Give it a little spin. There you go.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
So he's huge. He's huge. Nice. Very happy with this set. I'm glad I got into it because they are expensive figures at $175.
They're the type of collectibles that will only go up and up and up on the aftermarket. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're going to get harder to find as time goes on. Definitely investment pieces.
Yeah, so there's that. I've got his bow staff in his little grappling hand up there as well. Yeah, definite worth what I paid for him there. I'm glad. I'll be looking forward to when Shredder comes out, so they have something to fight. Yeah. And then, look, he's got like shotguns.
Even if they don't give you any more, you've got the four turtles now. That's a display.
You've got the four turtles as a display, so it's just happy with that. You can just have them watching over the display, making sure nobody steps out of line. So I've got my Megazord collections, original Megazords in Ultra Tall mode. You can't. If I've got Power Rangers mechs, you got to have turtle mechs up there as well. If they're officially licensed.
I love that they are actually mechs and not just robots, because they have a little tiny turtle that can sit in the back of them as well, like a Power Ranger Megazord. Damien asks, are they doing a Metalhead? Now, I believe you have told me that they have revealed that they're doing Shredder, but nothing after that, right? So
I don't think they're doing anything after Shredder. could be surprised. I think I saw a concept art for April and Splinter. Whether or not that's legit or not, I'm not sure. Only time will tell. But
Bebop and Rocksteady would
yeah,
be an interesting mech design as well. Big
that would
metal
be an
one,
interesting mech. Maybe even like try and adapt the Krang android suit to thing. You have the middle bit open for the brain, or but yeah, it's the going forward. You've got ways that they can go, but I'm glad they've hit all four turtles. They're hitting the main villain as well. If it stops there, I'm perfectly happy because of the fact that you got all four turtles. You got Shredder as well. You don't need anything else really.
That's all you need for a turtle display. Like obviously we go a bit deep with certain turtle lines, but at the end of the day, if you love the turtles, find your favorite incarnation and just buy the four turtles, and that can be your representation on the shelf. Like that's all you need for a turtle display. The four turtles. Yeah. Never leave a brother alone. You got to keep the brothers together. So yeah, I get it for sure. And I just love the concept of like Pacific Rim / turtles, like mech Attack on Titan type vibe. Like yeah, it's a cool concept for sure. In the sea of turtle products we get, that's definitely an interesting take for sure. Reminds me of that we did get Playmate sort of mechs back in the day as well, where you got a tiny little turtle that would sit in a mech body, but they're really expensive on the aftermarket.
I don't think they would. They were more like 6-inch versions. It's like armors. It's like an Iron Man suit, isn't it?
But your kid's imagination, you're thinking it's one of them. Do you know what I mean? Like so, But yeah, in regards for me, I'm just gonna say for my favourite thing of Q1 is the first Turtles. Technically, I know they were last year's San Diego Comic-Con, but again, it's not my fault the pre-order from Neca took so bloody long. So they're the thing that I wanted in my collection the most in recent time, and they are here, and I'm very happy with them. And we will discuss what we're excited for this year as we go through the news. So in regards to that, there's lots. Like, just for an example, right now, Mondo, just before we went live, have revealed that they are doing a Super Shredder in their sort of what do they call this line? Like
I have no idea. I know they've done the tells.
Yeah, soft final.
Yeah, soft final.
So like, it looks impressive. They showed it off at one of the conventions not long ago in grayscale, and it looked massive. I have been tempted to get Donnie, in this thing, but Donnie's sold out everywhere. So clearly an example of him being the best turtle. But honestly, Donnie was sold out in a few places I looked. But yeah, the soft vinyl are like a take on the Playmates figures, of course. There's loads up. You can buy them on the Mondo store now. They're doing other characters as well, like Stockman. But I was tempted just to get Donnie. It's less than £100, just to check it out. I don't really have a soft vinyl, and I know that like premium items, like some don't like. Is it Mayfex that their biggest money maker is like these big soft vinyl things?
Teddy bears, yeah.
You see them in Selfridges and stuff like that as well, where these dolls that look like giant jelly beans are like thousands of pounds, and you're like, but there's a whole like we're moaning about 50 quid maximum series Spider-Man. These YouTubers need to get on these fucking jelly baby fucking things that Mezco are making. Do you know what I mean? Thousands of pounds for a soft vinyl figure. So I just wanted to check one out of curiosity, and I thought Donnie would be. If I've got lots of different incarnations of Donnie, so I still might. If you've got pops back in stock, I know he was in stock somewhere, but it was bash packaging, and I didn't want bash packaging. If I'm going to spend that much money on something, I want it to be crisp. So.
Well, it depends if you're going to open it or not. Well, if you're going to open it or not,
I like to give myself the option. If I buy bash packaging, that option's taken away from me. So, like, again, when it's an expensive item like that, I'd rather it be minty when I got it to check it out properly. But anyway, I'm just curious. But that's just an example of Turtle news happening literally half an hour before we went live. But in regards to other Turtle news, as you know, there's been so much. Like Joy Toys are making stuff. Neca are constantly got stuff up for pre-order. Do you have any of the Joy Toy stuff?
You know what? I initially pre-ordered it, but at MCM last year, I took a look in hand at them, and they're just a little bit too small scale for me.
Yeah, 3 3/4.
They look really good. I'm not taking anything away from them. They look amazing. They're just really small. I've got one smaller scale of the turtles, and there's those third-party Rage Samurai Toys turtles. which are fine. They've got their own little thing to that, but I think these are a little bit too small. However, I know Tom Mini Plastic
Makes them
Multiverse
look so
has
good.
them,
In
and
G.I.
they
Joe
look
vehicle.
amazing. Yeah, they look amazing, and I will be enjoying them through his eyes because I think the scale is a little bit too small for me.
Yeah, shout out Mini Plastic Multiverse, by the way. He's like I don't know if you've noticed, but he's took a step back from like appearing on Legend of the Liquor because now he dedicates that time to taking photos and you can see the quality of the stuff that he is putting out now is immense. Like this photo alone has 30,000 likes. Do you know what I mean? Like epic chameleon photo. But yeah, I remember that.
The Power Rangers one he did as well recently is really good.
Honestly, go check out Mini Plastic Multiverse if you haven't already. Friend of the channel, as you know. Yeah, epic stuff. But yeah, he shows off those Joy 2 turtles. Does make me get a little bit itchy. While I'm on Instagram, I just want to shout out OG Tees, by the way, because that is the t-shirt I'm wearing right now. Let me just go full screen just for a second. Born in the 80s, of course, or I was mutated in the 80s. Look at that. Turtle related, but where's the logo? There it is. OG Tees. You can go and check them out on Instagram. Really cool stuff. Really retro-y stuff. Obviously, lots of turtle designs, but there's some really good Street Shark ones as well. He's at Toy Fair. Every time we go Toy Fair, he has a booth and he sells...
He's the guy with the skateboards, isn't he?
Yeah. Honestly, his stuff is so good. He's the one that actually printed some of my t-shirts for me recently. Do you know, like, he's the one that printed these out for me because his quality is so bloody freaking good. But he does his own designs, of course, and yeah, I just wanted to shout him out, and I am repping his t-shirt right now. So yeah, shout out OGTs. Go and check them out on Instagram. UK based, but he will ship everywhere on the planet if you're after something. Yeah, go and check him out, honestly. OGTs if you're into that nostalgic stuff. But back to our news. So yeah, lots of stuff from all over the place. But I think, Tanner, the best place to start is just Toy Fair.
New York Toy Fair. Yeah, because I think out of everyone at Toy Fair, Neca smashed it out of the water with everything.
Neca
all right, you had quite...
showed off loads. Compared to other companies, Neca showed off loads, which makes me think, what are they saving for San Diego? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because the San Diego display is fucking mad as well at times.
Like, San Diego is usually the bigger opportunity to show stuff off, especially to the consumer. I understand Toy Fair is more industry-based, but a lot of the stuff they were showing off at Toy Fair were like concepts and early designs that ain't even going to be available in this calendar year. So, like, it was interesting to see what they showed off there. It makes me think, well, what have they got for San Diego? But yeah, Neca showed off so much stuff. So Tanner's put some photos together for me. I've got Toy Arc up as well. So we'll just go through. We've put some folders together, haven't we, Tanner? So
yeah.
How should we do this?
So
Do you want to go?
You pick a brand and we'll go through. Through it. Yeah.
So let's go Toy Fair reveals.
I've labelled it all out in brands and whatnot.
Perfect. Okay, let's just do Last Ronin then. So for me with the Last Ronin, I just have the Last Ronin original and then the Last Ronin with the top off, and I may buy the naked one as well just to complete the trio. But other than that, I don't have any other Last Ronin figures. I have read the first book. Well, I haven't read the second book, which is the introduction of the new generation of the Turtles, where I don't know their names yet. I will learn, but I'm aware that all their names are one in different languages, right? I believe.
They are indeed, yes. They're all one in different languages. So again, I've read the first trade. I've also read the sort of side, The Lost Years, which is Mikey before he goes into Last Ronin, but I haven't got, because I read it in trades, I haven't gotten around to, well, it hasn't been released yet, to number 2, which is the new Turtles all specified on that. But I'm very surprised that they are doing the Mikey from the Lost Years.
That's
in
this
that
one, right?
winter suit when when he's in the mountains. He initially goes in the mountains to kill himself because he's the last one left. He goes up there to die because reptiles in the mountains, and he somehow manages to survive. So this is just his story from there going forward, how he ends up getting back to on his revenge mission in The Last Ronin. It's a good little story in which he does go blind a little bit. So, but yeah, I'm glad they're doing this. I'll probably pick it up. I'm happy with it. So, and then we go into The Last Ronin 2 with the new Turtles, All of them look cool.
I like the
They
albino
all,
turtle, by the way. I joked about it
yeah.
being an albino turtle, then learned, no, it actually is. And I'm like, well, that makes sense.
I think it's part of its mutations because they apparently they generate. Again, I haven't read the last Ronin 2. Apparently, I've heard though that they all have like special powers. One of them has like can turn into rocks. One of them's like electric powers as well as ninjas. So
Oh, okay.
I'll need to read it before
Not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, I'd need to read it before I think. This is just on what I've heard.
I don't need
so
my
it's a
turtles
case
to have
of,
superpowers like the X-Men. Do you know what I mean? They're already mutated turtles with like enhanced strength and durability. That's all we need. We don't need bloody extra powers with our turtles. I like that these designs, like, do you know the original turtles are basically a copy and paste? 4 turtles, different bandanas, different name, whatever.
These
I like that these
all
are
look
unique.
like different species.
Yes,
So they're all different. And I remember when they were designing these turtles, they put down designs. They had so many different designs of different species of turtles, and they picked 4, and these were the 4 they picked. And they look good. I'm intrigued to see what happens in the story with them. Just how if they connect with me like the original set, as it's in the next generation. So I'm looking forward to reading these guys' adventure. So we shall see. The figures do look good. Neca has smashed it out of the park like they've already done. They've got them in baby form as well. So Granny April comes with baby tails. The also revealed Casey Marie Jones comes with the other 2 baby turtles. So you can have them like in like that stage in after Mikey dies as they're raising these baby turtles to become the figures there.
Yeah, which is your favourite? I don't know nothing about these turtles yet, by the way. I look forward to eventually learning, but just looking at the designs.
The big one, the big chunky one, because of what I've read in the Lost Years, because it's kind of like a flashback and flash forward thing of when they're young. He seems like the big chunky. He's the one that gets bullied because he's a brute, but he gets bullied because he's the big one. He's the slow one, and he's kind of like, oh no, but I can do this, I can do that. So. Yeah, I'm looking forward to him, and he looks like he's in disguise. Well,
he's wearing a mask.
Look like he's wearing a mask. He's got other mitts on as well.
I like he's got his little hat as well. He's got a mask, but still his little tiny orange hat as well.
Yeah, you got another one that's disguised as well on the other pictures. So it looks like he's all covered up.
Yeah, this ninja one. This one looks cool.
Yeah,
I like this one. I like it's like a snapping turtle. As well, looks like a Toka type turtle vibe. I like his orangey tone. I like the albino one. I genuinely do like the designs. Obviously, massively different to what we've seen previously, but it all makes sense within the start of the toy. And I love how you showed off the April earlier. That comes with them in baby form, and then they also revealed that they're doing Casey Jones' daughter again, Cassie Jones, right?
Casey Marie.
Casey Marie.
Basically adopted the same first name, but. Casey Marie. So
where did they show a picture? There she is, ain't she?
Yeah, there's one there. So
she is.
Yeah, it's like in a training uniform. She's getting ready to train the little ones.
Yeah, they're cool.
Ninja Turtles.
So you literally have them right now, and then these 2 will come with her. So you're going to have to buy her to complete them.
Complete them.
So will I if I want them.
Another version. I know they've released another version of Casey Marie in battle version with a bike. I'm on the fence with that one, but it would look good with the original Last Ronin. They're heading into battle together to take on Hiroo and the Foot Clan to get revenge. Yeah.
I just want these little baby turtles. I just think they're cool. I like them. I like them.
You can put them with the Toon Baby Turtles.
You could. Style-wise, it might look a little bit different. Did they ever take his mask off? Have you get any of these? These like sort of night.
Nah,
I'm not interested in either.
The Night Watch version, I'm not really interested in. Even if that April is kind of like a flashback April, they haven't done an original April flashback April yet, so it's a way to get that. The Casey looks good, but I've got my flashback tails. I don't need these other grayscale variants, so I'm happy with what I've got.
It's nice that Neca are doing these turtle designs from all different aspects of this story, but I'm with you. Like, I've got no connection to it, and I'm not really a fan of the scale stuff personally. But these have got the pop of red, so I'm sure that it has its audience for sure. All right, let's go back out. Let's go into the Archie stuff. Now, I showed you I have picked up some of the Mutanimals now, so I'm going to have to get April as a turtle and Wingnut and Screwloose in the background.
And Wingnut and Screwloose. Wingnut and Screwloose completes the team on that. So we will have a complete Mutanimal team going forward on that. They look good. And then April is the 4th turtle. Now, the other figures revealed on that, where one's a repaint of Belly Bomb. Belly Bomb's an amazing figure, so...
Oh, yeah, we don't need a blue... I didn't need a blue version,
Yeah, we don't need a blue
But it's such a unique body, you can understand why Neca probably needed to do a repaint just to make the tooling worth it or something, I don't know. But it is a cool figure.
And then that Shredder, which is one of the figures I'm picking up in Vegas. So it's got a Krang head, it's got a Shredder head, it comes with a Krang head as well. And then, they have the... because I think they revealed the A-Stuck version at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, it's a Walmart.
It's a Walmart Collecticon. I think the whole shebang has him up, so I may order him from the
I like that face. I didn't realise that was getting a hit in the head face.
Yeah, it's knockout face. So the way he's looked with those tiny red Speedos, it kind of reminds me of 80s Hulk Hogan. So in my wrestling figure roster, he's going to be the Hulk Hogan of the. Oh, he's
going to be over then. He's going to be over if it's an 80s version.
Depending on what.
Unless it's a modern day version, then he'd be hocking beer and being a racist. Again, these look fun.
I may throw these WWE crossover tells in there with them as well.
I acknowledge him.
Yeah, Roman Reigns. Thank you to that Secret Santa gift. From Secret Santa, so I may. Yes, I'm not sure if I'll pick up any of the other ones, but you got the Roman Reigns there as well. But
I like the Archie stuff. Again, I'm picking and choosing. I'm not going crazy with Mirage. Right, I do have the Turtles and Splinter, and that's it. I think I might get April as well, but like for this. So then I've got for my Mirage representation, I've got the Turtles. The Lawson Turtles, April and Splinter, and they just call it a day because again I've got no attachment.
Deep in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're releasing characters that I'm unfamiliar with, like one of this Walmart, like this lizardy samurai looks cool as shit. Like he does look really cool. I like his softwood cape. He's got his big samurai hat thing, but I have no idea who he is. Do you know, like never seen this character before in my life.
I think, if I remember correctly, you know the Cervantes Romero, the demon-looking one? The Triumph Doublet,
Jay brought a soggy version, I think.
He lives in the same time as that Cervantes Romero.
Okay.
I think he helps the Turtles in that battle.
So he's a good guy?
He's from that. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've read it.
He is like a lizardy thing. He's like a dinosaur.
Yeah, I believe so. He's there to help out. He helped the Turtles against Cervantes Romero, but he may not necessarily be a good guy. He may want to
Look at that, pinless joints from Neca. Neca are slowly up in their game. What's he called? Chode? Am I saying that right? Choked. He looked really cool for what it is. I just don't know him. But again, I love learning via the medium of action figures. I say that all the time.
The design they've got on his sword, the lizard dragon type thing on his sword, and that extra little detail on there, so it looks cool. I may be picking it up. So again, with the Mirage, I'm in on it, but not on the repaints and stuff like that. So Fugitoid, the Transmat version, I've got the original version. I'm happy with that. I'm not picking up.
Yeah, this is just another repaint. If you want it, it's there. It's not. Again, I'm not mad at them when they just repaint stuff, because if you don't want it, you don't buy it. But if you do want it, it's there. Like it's not a problem. What about these though? So this is the Lawson Turtles from the Unmentionables, right? Or the Untouchables?
Unmentionables, yeah. So they're only in like 2-3 panels of that specific issue, but it's Gangster Turtles. Like with Wrestling Turtles, you got Gangster Turtles now. It's Turtles in disguise. You can the only thing they're missing is like Tommy guns to give them the Scarface look. I'll probably get these because they look cool. It's a way for them to use those turtle modes to get as many different variations of the turtles as humanly possible. So I'll probably pick these up, and these will be ones I'll be hunting at Holothon for, because these are part of Holothon, aren't they?
Honestly, each turtle's got its own little unique Mafia design. They look like they should be carrying around Tommy guns and stuff like that, which I assume they are. They come with a safe, don't they? Like they actually.
Yeah.
It comes with I don't know if there's a picture of it on here, but there it is. Look, a little 1/12 scale safe that opens up as well. I like that, and he comes with like a little pocket watch.
I mean, another one comes with a bag of money, so you can put the bag of money in the safe. But yeah, bag of money is like the robbing the safe. Dynamite.
Yeah, again, these are for me. This is like the Turtles in Disguise version of the Mirage Turtles, I suppose. But not for me. But I like what they are, and I'm sure a lot of people. Again, what I love about Neca doing so much, even if you're not familiar with it, if they look cool and you want them on your shelf, you can buy them and learn about them later. Yeah, cool that they're doing it for sure. Let's keep going through. We showed that. They're the 4 turtles. Let's go back to our pictures.
So they're releasing different versions of the turtles as well. So you've got like a Hunter Leo who's in like a. Again, this is all part of Holothon. It seems like all the Mirage releases are Holothon. I know I've got on the pictures I've got in the Mirage section. So you should have. You may have to scroll down a little bit. So
no, that's all that's there, mate. That's all that's there.
Oh, you're in the Holothon section. That's why. You need to go to the Holothon section.
Oh, okay. Let's do that.
Why. So I'll put those in the Holothon section.
So each 4 turtles got their own variant, single release.
Yeah, variant. So yeah.
Okay, so there's the 4-pack we just mentioned, which will be a Holothon. Damn you, Holothon! But it will be a Holothon thing. And if we skip across, there you go. So
you got a Hunter Old Man. Is that Hunter or Old Man Raph? I can't.
So that's a Raphael.
Yeah, that's a Raphael.
Why's he got a Stingray?
So it's like it's a future version from the future. It's like
a Nick Fury crossover with Raphael. I've got a Stingray and an eye patch.
Yeah, so it's like Old Man Raph. He's an old man. It's an Elseworlds possible future version of Raphael from a apocalyptic future, kind of like the last Ronin.
Okay.
And then you got
Handyman Donnie. Yeah, that's Handyman Don. I know that.
Donnie.
Yeah, I know that.
Don.
Look how happy his interchangeable head is. Look at that grin. You can hardly see it in the box, but he's got a big cheesy grin as an interchangeable head.
I've got a picture on there of them outside of the box as well. If you carry on scrolling through.
Oh, okay. So there's the old man, and there he is. I like his tool belt. Let me go back to the boxes. So they've got the black and white versions. Are you in any of the black and white stuff?
Nah, I'm not doing black and white versions. So no, not for me. And then you got Hunter Leo. So again, elsewhere a future version of Leo is kind of like a bounty hunter. Yeah, again, and then you got the Turtle Titan, who's already up for pre-order. I think I've got him pre-ordered with props and replicas. So superhero turtle of Mike. Yeah, but this wasn't shown at. This was shown at San Diego. I figured since I've got the other ones, like the variant version of the other ones, we may as well show Super Turtle as well, just to complete the foursome. You got a red version of Battle Damage Shredder.
Oh, that was the last photo, wasn't it?
Yeah. If you didn't want a blue version of the Shredder, you can have the red version if you're patient enough not to get that. Both, you can do both.
I think Jay's sticking with the blue versions because they were the first ones out. What are you? You said you prefer the reds.
So I prefer the reds because I have the original SDCC book plan set, so they're in the reds. So I've got some of the blues as well, but they may get replaced as the red versions come out in the display because you want them all uniform. So
I agree.
I've got a version of Shredder, as I said, the SDCC set that it came with, but having a damaged version as well.
But that's the first issue, isn't it? That's literally Shredder. Then after that, Shredder's kaput. But you should stick to the colour you've got. You don't need a red and blue foot can. You should stick to either red or blue, depending on what you've already been getting. Yeah, I get that. Let me go back to our folders then. All right, where were we? We were in the Toy Fair stuff. We were still with Neca. So much stuff, people. Let's go to...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me go to... there's some decent pictures on Toy Arc, actually, of these. So I mentioned earlier about picking and choosing when it comes to the Outworld stuff, or like the what if stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like these, Tanner. Like, this is the type of
yeah.
These are the type of what if stuff that I like. So we'll come back to that Bebop and Rocksteady, don't you worry. But this is a robot version of Toka and Razor, very similar to the robot version of Rocksteady and Bebop. And these were taken from a designer, well, not taken, they collaborated. Neca collaborated after seeing these designs from just someone on Instagram, like an independent guy. And I love that. I love that they went, do you know what, they look cool, let's make them. And they look really good. Like, I instantly knew what they were as well. Do you know, like, you should know if they do something what if style and you're like, you have to ask, oh, what's that then? It has to be explained to you. Then it's like, but this didn't need any explaining. You could show me it, like, as soon as I seen these revealed, I was like, oh, it's a robot of Toka and Razor. Like, and that's what I like about it. It's the toon aesthetic. Like, you could absolutely have seen this in the animated show. So I like these personally, and I will be getting them. But what about you?
Yeah, I like them as well, and I like the fact that they've come from a fan who's created these alternate designs. They do look like they could come out of the cartoon as well, just based on that design. So with these ones, I will be picking them up. I do like the Hall of the way they look. You got like pinless as well, so they look good.
I like his cereal bowl of screws, yeah.
And Razor has a blade as well, serrated blade. Yeah, he just looks cool. I like the vent on the mouth of Razor as well. It looks cool. These look great.
Let me go back to our Hall of Fame file there, because there was more.
You got two more sets that are coming out.
Yeah, so you've got these are coming out from Hall of Fame as well. So these are the 3 Ultimate figures. You've got the Dark Leo. We'll come back to a photo of him in a minute. We've got the Super Ultimate Shredder, and I've recently brought, Tanner, in my pile of loot coming from Mike are the reissue of Bebop and Rocksteady, because I know I'm going to be buying another Shredder with this. So in my mind, I'm going to have another. I needed another regular Bebop and Rocksteady to go with this Shredder, to then put in a different place on the shelf. So
we've got so many variants of Bebop and
Rocksteady. But that's my mind. But that's, you're not wrong. But I'm an idiot, and that's my mind's eye. And I also wanted to check out what the updates were. It always bugged me that they updated them and I never had the updated versions. Anyway, I digress. PandaCon, who was one of my favourite Playmate figures, but they never had him. He was never in the animated show, but now he is. I think he's another Stan Sakai sort of owned character, or something along those lines. Someone that, maybe not Stan Sakai, but he's another character that has his license with someone else as well, but they have made it work, whatever they have done. So those 3 are going up for pre-order. Not pre-order, they're going to go up with Hall of Fame, God forbid, with these 2 packs. Now, these were the 2 packs that they showed off at San Diego Comic-Con with Creepy Eddie, and don't ask me to say his name,
Shibano Sama.
Bless you, yeah, that guy. The ghosty guy, and I like that he comes with his ghost effects and all of that. Again, deep cuts from the animated show. These are like 1 episode characters, but I don't mind it. They're absolutely canon. So I'm in. And then we've got Tattoo, who again was in the episode, but he was a hamster for most of the episode before he was eventually revealed. But he was also a Playmates figure as well that they put into the show. And then that's what a Swarm, is that how you say his name? Swarm. Worm. He was in the adverts, weren't he? He was the villain in the Playmates adverts, but he was never in the animated show.
I know they got a play. He's a Playmates figure that they're releasing in animated style. Yeah. So like PandaCon, kind of like a figure they've taken from the Playmates line, put him in like a
toon style
aesthetic.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I'm in. Again,
releasing him like that. So yeah, it's new characters.
Exactly, new characters
to add to the display. Yeah.
So in regards to toon releases, there you go.
Yeah, with those ones, with those the 3 box. You scroll down a little bit. I should have them pictures of them outside as well. The box open as well as them outside of the box as well. So you can get pictures. You can see what they're like outside.
Floppy
disk.
disk.
Shredder comes with a couple of. He comes with a couple of unmasked heads as well.
Yeah, and a chef's hat.
Yeah,
and a floppy disk. Yeah, you can have him standing there with a chef's hat and a floppy disk. No, yeah, it's an ultimate shredder. He was needed. An updated shredder was absolutely needed. Again, you'll notice he's pinless, double jointed. So it's going to be a massive upgrade compared to the previous shredder. So yeah, a must get if you're a Turtle fan. For sure.
If you missed Shredder the first time as well, you want to add him to the collection, definitely. Panda Khan looks cool.
Yeah, massive, by the way. Didn't realise how big it'd be, but not mad at it at all. Really like that. But for me, in my little toy universe when I was a kid, Panda Khan and Samurai Usagi Yojimbo, they were like samurai pals. Do you know, like, so they were like a little team in my little toy universe. So he's absolutely going to be standing next to Usagi, even though they never connected in the animated show because he was never in the animated show. I don't care. I want my toy universe as a kid to be made now in my collection. So I love that.
And then with that Dark Leo, that's actually a design based from the IDW comics of Turtles Adventures, which is kind of like a spin-off of the cartoon. So it's from one specific issue when Leo turns dark. I know he turned dark in the main IDW series as well, and this is maybe like paying homage to that. But with this, I don't think I'll get this because he looks like he's into bondage a little bit. So
maybe he
the
is.
whole design of his suit and the chains and everything.
No judgment. No judgment.
No judgment to that.
You can be into it. Yeah, you can be into it. I like that he comes with the mask, the foot soldier turtle mask as well for Donnie. So that Donnie there to the side is not a separate figure. That is an interchangeable head that comes packed with the Dark Leo. You could see it in the Dark Leo box pictures. There it is, right there in the corner up there. And do you know what sold me on this figure? Right, when it was first shown off at San Diego, I was like, oh, okay, interesting, but maybe not something I need. But then on the back of the packaging, they show him standing next to Donnie's like transporter, and he actually comes with a card, one of those. What do you call the? What's that? The lenticula. Lenticula, is that what you call it?
Lenticular.
Yeah. So this Dark Turtle actually comes with a lenticula card piece that goes into the portal, so you can put him in your display like he was coming out of the portal, which then in turn makes sense why he's a little bit different, because it's an alternative universe version of Leo coming out of Donnie's portal. And I'm like, that's fucking genius. Like, you've just made me go from not wanting this to now justifying it within my Toon collection, because I can put him coming out of Donnie's portal, whether that's in my turtle layer or wherever it is, you know? So I like that they thought about that.
Yeah, it's cool that the fact that they have done it, even, as I said, he's from the comic, so it validates that comic book series as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
the
a cool
multiverse,
way to
the
get
multiverse, yeah.
The multiverse, yeah. So it's a way for them to get, because again, without that lenticular thing, I wasn't interested in it. Now that they're giving the lenticular bit, I may jump on it as well, just as sort of like he's stepping out the
That's what I'm saying, yeah. It's like a mini display within the overall display. And I love the type of displays that you can look at, and every time you look at, you spot a different Easter egg. Do you know, like, whether it be a character, an accessory. So I love that this is like going to be a little Easter egg within your Toon display. Like, oh, what's that version? Well, actually, he's stepping out of the portal because it's an IDW Toon version, same aesthetic. I like it. So yeah, I'm in. Justin said, did someone justified? We probably did by accident. We will add $1 to our dollar jar every time we say that. Prophet says, Turtles and Tea, I will rewind and listen from the beginning. Yay! Shout out Prophet when you get to this point of the show. We appreciate you. Yes, we are back after a long hiatus. Hopefully, this is season 2 of Turtles and Tea. Yeah, hopefully we'll be back much more regular as we lean into San Diego Comic-Con now in the summer. Okay, let's go back to our folder.
I don't think there was anything more from Holophon going forward. We've covered everything from Holophon anyway, because it's mostly Mirage and some cartoon stuff. So if we go
let me go to the movie. I want to talk about that.
You want to talk about the movie?
Yeah. So we talked about earlier, like, And again, there's some pictures on Toy Arc as well. I'll find them here. So we said earlier that the movies, they don't have much place to go in regards to big characters. So again, just like they're doing with the cartoon, where they're going into a bit of a what if situation, I didn't realise they were going to do that with the movie. I'd heard rumblings online, but I didn't think they actually would. And they have went ahead and revealed a Bebop and Rocksteady like live action movie style concept. So of course these were never in the movie. And as a kid, I watched Secret of the Ooze before I seen the first Turtle movie. So that's why I always have that little bit of attachment to Secret of the Ooze. It was my first live action movie introduction. So going from watching the cartoon and then into the movie, it always bugged me as a kid. Where's Bebop and Rocksteady? Like, I didn't dislike Toka and Razor, but it always bugged me. Like, well, why isn't it Bebop and Rocksteady? So I love the idea of this. Now the execution, I still don't know. I genuinely don't know how I feel. For me, Tanner, like, I love the idea. I love the concept, making a Bebop and Rocksteady as if they were in the movie. But for me, and I think we talked about this on Legends and Liquor, they look like Power Ranger villains. Do you know what I mean? Like, these could have been in season 1 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, where they fought a warthog and a rhino. Do you know, like, I don't know, like, but at the same time, I think it's a hard one to criticise because, we've got nothing to compare it to. It's like,
No, yeah.
we don't know what we want.
The thing is with this, they made the design 90s. Which is when the movie comes out. Yeah. So these look like they have stepped out in the 90s. So it fits in like that. But we can't, and both of us can't really complain that they weren't in the movie. We've picked up a throne that wasn't in the bleeding movie.
True.
So
it's fucking true. They can stand next to the throne.
They can stand next to the throne. For us to say, oh, these weren't in the movie, we're not going to pick them up because they weren't in that movie. That's
true. I brought a throne.
Because we got a bloody throne.
That wouldn't have been I wouldn't have done that anyway. I love the concept, but again, like, so do you like these designs, or do you reckon they could do better?
I'm on the fence with it. So I think I need to see them more. I need to see them in person for them to grow on.
Yeah, there's no articulation in these at all. These are just like
so ingrained in that 90s movie. That 90s movie is one of my, if not my favorite movie of all time. It doesn't. This kind of feels like more of a Secret of the Ooze thing than that original first movie, and it does look like they've stepped out of the 90s. So in my head, that's what I'm thinking. That I know, like, they don't brand it Secret of the Ooze, but in my head, I'm thinking this is Secret of the Ooze, like, because the first movie is Shredder orientated. You don't need anyone else. So in my mind, this is an extension of Secret of the Ooze. Whether they brand it that way or not, it doesn't matter. This is a made-up concept. We can make it up as well. So yeah, like you thought Dark Turtle was into bondage. Wow. Bebop just upped him another level. Maybe they're going to the same nightclub or something. I don't know. But I actually quite like them. Like I like them more than the internet seems to. The internet seemed very critical of them, but I think they've done a relatively good job. Like, you instantly know they're Bebop and Rocksteady. Like, instantly. Like, and again, none of us know what we do want. It's like when I ask my missus, what do you want for dinner? She doesn't know what she wants. And we're just constantly back at every suggestion I give her, she says no, 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 no. Because in reality, she doesn't know what she wants. So I'm never going to find the right answer. That's this situation where I think us, as a lover of all things Turtles, because we don't know what they could have looked like back then, we're all thinking, oh, it's not quite right, it's not quite right. But we don't know what was right. So it's like, what are we comparing it to? I think for what they are, for me, it's an extension of Secret of the Ooze. Yes, they look like Mighty Morphin Power Ranger costumes. I think Andrew in the chat just said they look like a mutated Bulk and Skull, and they do a little bit. But I think that also adds to, like you said, the 90s charm. Like, this isn't a 2025 live-action Bebop and Rocksteady. We've sort of already seen that in the Michael Bay movies with Seamus and whatnot, didn't we? So I actually think these are more suited to the time of Secret of the Ooze. I like them. I'm definitely leaning them more on the I like them more than I don't. They've grown me, for sure. I'm on the fence with it. I'll need to see them in person when the pre-order come out. I need to see the final design.
1 second, we've got a California Red Devil with a super chat.
Donated $4.99.
Thank you.
Hasbro can't give us a proper Goblin Queen, but Neca will give us Bebop Pignip.
Thank you very much, California Red Devil. He says Hasbro can't give us a proper Goblin Queen, but Neca will give us a Bebop Pignips. Yeah, Bebop, absolutely pig nipples there. He's got a bit of hair on his chest as well. But yeah, Bebop in his bondage gear. His head, something's off about his head. I don't know what it is. I think it was Mad Hatter that suggested it should be a little bit more Gamorrean guardy, which I agreed with.
Yeah.
He should have a bit more of a bigger snout, like. But I do think these are still early in concept where things can be tweaked. Like they're so early, so I reckon whatever changes they make will be for the better. But I don't think they're far off it. I genuinely don't think they're far off it. I think they're close. Sorry before we interrupted. Thank you very much, California Red Devil, for the super chat. I also agree we need a comic Goblin Queen from Hasbro. Absolutely. But what were you saying beforehand?
Is that going to be your thing for today?
What? Oh, do you know what? It's not. But it is a female. My Marvelous March is an X-Men female that we need. But not the Goblin Queen. But yes, there's a tease for my Marvelous March later. So what were you saying about these?
I was saying I'm on the fence with it. I'll need to see the final designs. I'll need to see what they look like, what accessories they come with. Again, they'll be part of my Secret of the Use display as opposed to my first movie display. They look like they can fit in. They're quite cool. I'll probably get them. But we'll see closer when the time comes out.
They're a while off. They're a while off, I think.
Yeah, they're a while off because this is just no articulation.
We're not seeing these or these until 2026, guaranteed. Because the stuff they showed off at last year's Comic-Con still isn't even out yet. Do you know, like, so this is like these are 2026 items all day long. I think.
And whilst we're staying on the movie, they're really good for collectors getting into it. They're re-releasing the Turtles from that movie with new heads as well, so it gives a way for new collectors to jump in to it, and I'm happy. I'm happy they're doing that.
Is it the heads from the accessory pack?
No, it looks like they're completely different.
Oh, okay.
Heads. So yeah, if you want a complete set of heads, because I don't recognise these heads from the accessory packs.
I'm with you, by the way.
Yeah,
the Turtles should be evergreen.
100%. They should always be available to be purchasable, and these movie Turtles are the best movie Turtles there are out there. So, if there's ways for new collectors to get in to start them collecting, I'm all for it. I know they re-released Leo and Shredder with that new from the final battle scene. So
I agree. If you are a fan of any toy line, you should encourage key characters getting re-released, even if they're not for you because you've already got them. That you need to. Why wouldn't you want the toy line that you like to entice new collectors to keep the line strong, to make sure the line continues? Do you know what I mean? It's stupid logic complaining about reissues of characters you already have when they are intentionally there for a new collector. Do you know, like, as Tanner said, these are for new collectors to get on board. No one's going to start a Turtle movie display without the bloody movie Turtles, are they? So, yeah, if you're a fan of any line, you should encourage opportunities for new collectors to jump on board, to keep the line that you love strong and continuing. So, yeah, I'm all for it as well. And, again, Donnie's got a new head. I might buy it. Who knows? Who knows? I do love getting my upgrades. Right,
you need some new head as part of your life, don't you? Yeah.
Look, new heads. Why not? Why not? Right, let's get into 2012. Now, I've already mentioned earlier, I have not watched the 2012 Turtles, but this is the Nickelodeon era. This is like, it was all 3D animation or whatever you call it, wasn't it? So, again, what was I doing in 2012? Finishing school, starting college. So, yeah, I unfortunately was a bit distracted for the Turtles. But I have heard good things. I've genuinely heard that this is one of the better incarnations of the Turtles, like a really good story that the show told. It was all continuity. And they definitely look accurate to that particular design of the Turtles from that era. Were you a fan of this era, Tanner? Are you in on these?
I've not actually seen this era of the Turtles, so I was working at this point in time, so it's a case of, and I was one of these very pig-headed at the time. These aren't my Turtles. I'm not going to accept them at all. But going on from them, maybe I've gotten wiser. I've watched Rise of the Turtles. That's it. I enjoyed that, even though people seem to hate that. So I want to give this a chance. I've got the Amazing Yamaguchi version of the Turtles because I kind of want that iteration from each of the different media, the best versions of the 4 Turtles. So I may not get the Turtles as part of it, but with the villains, that Shredder looks badass. The foot soldiers look cool as well. You got different foot soldiers as well. I may get the villains to square off with my Amazing Yamaguchis, but I'm happy they are now also, because like we said, Turtles is a 40-year brand. They're evergreen. You got to be able to cater to pretty much everyone.
Oh, this is someone's favourite version of the Turtles, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's got a lot of fans behind it, whereas I haven't seen it, and I was very pig-headed at the time, and now I want to go back and watch it just to see what all the fuss is about. But it's a case of, these are somebody's Turtles, so it's a way to cater to those Turtles as well, because it can't all just be 80s Turtles and the 90s movies.
I am very self-aware that every person has their own preference of the Turtles. And like we mentioned earlier, this is someone else's gateway drug to Turtles. So this is a great opportunity for anyone who loved that show to get on board. Or even, like you said, maybe just as a Turtle fan, you appreciating this is a slice or this is a particular era within the Turtle lore that you want to just get the 4 Turtles to represent on your shelf, or just pick and choose or whatever. Like, again, if I see them in person and like them, I might just get the 4 Turtles and just have a representation of the 2012 Turtles, just to have, do you know, because I understand what it's an era of the Turtles. But yeah, people only seem to be positive about it. Cloud says the show was really good. I recommend it. My wife and I watched it on a whim and loved it. Love that Mikey comes with the ice cream kitty. I have no idea who Ice Cream Kitty is. It looks like a cat that's been mutated into an ice cream, or a cat sitting in ice cream. I can't quite tell. Jay says 2012. You were in your mid-20s, my son. Oh yeah, my bad. I forgot. I forget I'm old. Yeah, no wonder I hadn't seen this then. I was definitely distracted. I was distracted even more than my teens in my early 20s. I was trying to be a rap star, which obviously worked out well for me. So yeah, no, I wasn't watching 2012 Turtles, but my little brother probably was. I've got a brother 10 years younger than me, so I've got. Yeah, maybe he was. I've definitely recognised it instantly. Like it was on in the house or something. No, wait, I lived on my own in my 20s. I wasn't at home. I moved out. Wait, ignore me. I've seen these somewhere anyway, is my point. I forget how old we are, Tanner. I forget how old we are. Okay, so there's 2012.
They're looking good. And then you got the Stan Sakai.
Okay, let's go to these. No, let's go to these, yeah.
Sakai. So the Stan Sakai Turtles, so these are specifically meant to go with the Usagi Yojimbo. I never expected them to do these versions of the Turtles. I think this specific look comes from the most recent crossover that they had, and they look. I love the animated artistic design to it. So I'm I'll probably pick these up to go with Usagi. But yeah, I'm very happy with the way these come out. I do like the animated design and the way because they've made them all. It looks so different to what we've got.
Look how expressive their faces are.
Even with the expressive, and they just look different. So I will probably get those as well to go with, because I've got the variants of Usagi. He needs these turtle companions to go with.
Did you get that Usagi 4-pack?
I did.
You did,
I got it from AliExpress. So I think I got it when they had a sale on.
Oh, nice.
So. So I got these will go with some of those.
These surprised me. These were the things that I didn't even know existed, didn't even have on my radar or want list or anything, and then you see them and you're like, this is a cool. Like it's like I think this is like a merge between what I love about the Toon Turtles and the movie like Mirage style. It's a combination of the Toon. And it's like the Toon aesthetic, but a more mature look, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like a Toon Mirage hybrid, like a mature version of the Toon Turtle vibe. And I don't know, I just like it. I like the bright colours, the expressive faces. I just really like them. Like I can see myself buying a set of these, just as an extra set of turtles. Like. Yeah, and I love Usagi as well, always have. So, Yeah, I like them. These were the things at that toy fair that I was like, it just caught me off guard. I was like, I like these. Yeah, I like them a lot.
Came out of nowhere, and it's just sort of like, wow, these look really, really good. I think these were the sleeper hits of.
They just pop as well. You know,
yeah.
I love that when something pops, when something just stands out and it's just colourful and happy and bright. And yeah, yeah, they look great. Again, the faces are so expressive. So cool, so cool. So yeah,
they look so bright and colourful as well, especially like Michelangelo.
They announced they're going to be all single packs as well, so they're all going to be ultimate form. So you can pick and choose your favourite turtle or buy all 4 separately. So it's not going to be tied in to an expensive 4-pack. You will have an opportunity to buy each one separately, which I like because it means you don't have to panic about spending a big chunk of money at once. You can try and pick them up and slowly complete that team.
That's a win. Yeah.
Because, but I'm not sure if they were going to release all at the same time or we're going to have to wait for a while. But they look like they're all ready to go. So that Usagi is going to be an ultimate as well, I believe. So yeah, the Stan Sky stuff, really, really cool. And then I think finally in our NECA Toy Fair folder, we've got the Universal Monsters. So you can see here 3 versions of the worst kept secret in the Universal Monsters toy line. It is, of course, Shredder as Dracula. Tana, now we've seen it after knowing that Shredder was going to be Dracula for a while. Does it live up to the hype? Do you like it?
I don't like the unmasked head. It doesn't remind me of what Shredder should look like. I love the masked heads. Both of the masks look cool, so I'll probably be displaying them with the mask. I like the fact that he comes with the turtle candle, and he comes with other things to differentiate.
Comes with a little rat, a little skull, a little turtle skull, it looks like.
Yeah.
I like it. It's like
so he comes with, what he comes with is cool. I like the masked heads. I'm not sure how I feel about the 3 variants. So you've got the Target variant, you've got the Walmart variant, and you've got the NECA variant.
Yeah.
And
so there's the NECA, 3 variants there.
The way NECA put this up for pre-order on their site was very, very, very cheeky as well, because what they did was put it as a bundle pack with Van Helsing Splinter. I've got Van Helsing. I want this, but I've got Van Helsing Splinter, so it's sort of like, I don't want a second Van Helsing Splinter.
Yeah, it has gone up for pre-order separately since then, though, right? On UK.
It has gone up for pre-orders in the UK since then. And I think NECA saw the error of their ways as well, because they've also put up a separate.
It was a dick move. It was a dick move. It was like, here's a brand new figure, but we're forcing you to buy a 2-year-old figure that you probably already have to get the new one. Like, that's a dick move. Like, NECA are making some. Like, I love some of the toys that NECA makes, but they're I don't know.
Their business practices.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, who is behind the scenes saying yes to some of these decisions? Like, come on now. But in regards to the variant, so there's 3 versions, like Tana said. That's your main variant. Like, the main version is the black one, but there is a Target and Walmart variant. So the Target variant is in a red deco, as you can see there, and then the Walmart variant is in like it's like a purpley, yellowy black. I can't quite see.
Kind of one, yeah.
So not the greatest of pictures, but these are from people in the community that have already found them out in random places. So there's your 3 variants. You've got the black and gold, the red, all come with the same accessories, same everything. The only difference is the deco changes. But I think, to be honest, the main one looks the best anyway, so that'd be the one I'd get. So yeah, I'm in on this. I'm glad to see the Universal Monsters continue, Tanner, because it's been like a good while.
It's been quiet for the longest time. It's been quiet for the longest time ever since then. They started redoing the Turtles, so you got the second version of Raph and Leo. We've both been discussing how Mikey and Donnie would come up.
Did we?
I don't think either of us would have said a 2-headed monster.
I don't know how I feel about it. Like, as much as I like what it is, I think I would have preferred 2 separate releases. Do you know what I mean? Because then we've got a set of 2 sets of turtles. Do you know what I mean? Like, this could have been a wave 3 version. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, like, just my own personal preference. Considering we already have a second version of Leo and a second version of Raph, I would have liked to have seen them do a second version of Donnie and a second version of Mikey in 2 other monster styles. don't get me wrong, this looks great, but I just personally would have preferred to see 2 separate versions, and this have been something else. Like a 2-headed monster should have been Bebop and Rocksteady the same way that the Master of the Universe did. Do you know, like?
Yeah.
Honestly, that makes the most sense to me. Master of the Universe did it for their crossover line, which made it like look cool. But in monster form, if you want to do a 2-headed monster and you've just done Dracula Shredder, then a Bebop and Rocksteady 2-headed monster would have been perfect. So that's just my 2 cents. But saying all that, not taking anything away from what they've done.
Are you just salty because it's Sony they put on this 2-headed monster?
No, maybe it is what it is.
Because it's Sony. If it was Leo and Raph or Mikey and Raph, you'd be like, oh, I'm totally fine with that.
I think I'd feel the same regardless what 2 Turtles it is. But again, saying all that, I still think this looks really cool. Big chunky boy for sure. It seems to be an early concept design because there's no articulation really anywhere. So I'd be curious to see how it does eventually come out and move. So it's probably still a while off. I think something like this is a 2026 figure again. But...
I also like the Cyclops head.
Yes, there it is. Head. Yeah,
that looks really, really cool as a way to change it up a little
so
bit.
there's that. Sorry, and I just wanted to throw. I just wanted to throw Krang so you can talk about them both at the same time.
My favourite figure of these 3 reveals, by far, this Krang. He looks mad.
Yeah,
he just looks crazy. The detail in there and everything.
It's like I know it's a particular. Again, I apologise because I'm not up to date with the artist, but I know it's a very particular artist style, which looks.
I'll tell you what it reminds me of. There's a Scooby-Doo villain of like somebody in a sub-diver's uniform with the helmet and everything. It kind of reminds me of that kind of look, the headpiece.
It looks like what's that? The Mars film.
Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks, yeah. It's got that vibe. I don't. I know it's again. I sorry if I'm being ignorant. I don't know who the artist is, but it is. I think Veebs talked about it with Trevor on their video, and so did Pixel Dan. But the name eludes me. But it's very eye-catching. Definitely not something I expected from this Universal Monster line. But I guess it makes sense that Krang is an alien. Do you like he is from Dimension X, isn't he? So he's an interdimensional alien. So do an old school concept of what aliens were in monster film. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it definitely pops. It's chunky. It's big. It's going to stand out. Very interesting. Very interesting.
I think this is one of my favourite reveals from the Toy Fair, just because the detail put in, it pops. It's huge.
Yeah.
And it's another one I didn't expect them to do, because I thought they'd do the 4 Turtles the second time round, Dracula Shredder, and that'd be done with it. This wasn't even on my radar, and it's now that they've done it, it's kind of like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah, that's not going to be. That's going to be a big chunk of plastic as well, so that's going to be a bit of a premium item price point for sure. But saying that, everything is creeping up these days. But so I'm glad to see the Universal Monsters isn't dead. I didn't think it was, but Neca are so bad at communicating. Do you know, like, I don't understand why they don't just come out and say, like, what is it? The Gargoyles line has just fizzled away, and they're just silent, not mentioned or said anything about it. And also, did you know the dinosaurs? They did the dad and the baby, not the mama. And all of us are thinking, oh, maybe we'll complete the family. So I've brought those two, not even took them out of the box yet, because I'm thinking, well, let's complete the family, and then I can find a place in the display. No dinosaurs anywhere.
Disappeared.
So it's like,
and then they're focusing on Sesame Street now, which looks great as well.
Well, this is my point. So dinosaurs and gargoyles, who's the licensee of them? Disney. They're both Disney. They're both Disney. So I think that they've lost communication, or Disney's moved away from Neca. I don't know what it is.
Well, but Mondo are doing Gargoyles.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So
it could be that they now have the license for Gargoyles
or collectibles or whatever, however they break it down. All these licenses are all broken down. I just think Neca do so much good stuff. Like, I genuinely do like their products, but their communication and their customer service is fucking frustrating. Like, they make it so difficult to just enjoy some of their stuff. I'm glad that they completed the gargoyles at least, the team at least. But it's a shame that they're not going to continue the line. But they did get quite a few out. But you can't say that for the dinosaurs. They did 2, and that's it. We could have at least got the family.
And they got multiple versions of the dad as well, because you got like the superhero version.
They did it with the boys as well. I got Homelander, Starlight, and Black Noir. And then that's it. They didn't do anything else. I just hate it that they get you excited, you get into a line, and then they just kill it. And you're just like, well, thanks for telling me. Do you know, like, oh, so frustrating, so frustrating. Okay, so that was just Neca. Again, so there's my little Neca rant to end off. I give Neca a lot of money, so I'm allowed to have my little rant.
We're entitled to have rants.
Yeah, for sure. Super7. Now, another iteration of the Turtles that I have not watched are the 2003 Turtles. Wave 1 has already went up for pre-order. The 2003 Turtles are being made by Super7. They look pretty good for the representation. Wave 2 are the villains, and they showed off the early prototypes at Toy Fair. Tanner, I think you mentioned earlier you are in on the 2023.
You know, I'm in on the 2003 Turtles because my youngest brother was the age to start watching this, and I watched it with him. So I really, really enjoy. Out of the 7 series they did, I've only seen like the 3 seasons of it, and the first 2 seasons on its own have hooked me. It's my favorite version of the cartoon.
Oh wow!
And I'm happy. Yeah, it's my favorite cartoon of the Turtles, and I like that they've upped that they're doing this. They've done the Turtles look good. They're upping the articulation from the older Super 7 figures.
Yeah.
So these are a lot more and have a lot better articulation. And I couldn't think of a better set of 4 figures to do as part of Wave 2 than Shredder, the main villain, who's an android in this version with an Utrom driving him. So yeah.
Okay. So they merged Kang and Shredder into the same character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
See, I did not know that.
As opposed to being Kang, the alien inside him is like a exiled alien war general named Tyrell, who's a little bit too extreme with his measures of going to war. So he was exiled, and then he comes to Earth and tries to take over as part of.
Is it still like Dimension X stuff?
No, I think it's its own planet, like the planet Utrom.
Okay.
So it's its own little planet in the same world, in the same universe, should I say? And then he's just been exiled from that planet, and he has come here.
I'm learning.
Yes, it's a really good. Well, the first couple of series is a really good cartoon, and it links a lot more to the Mirage comics.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more darker than the 80s cartoon, 90s cartoon.
For the record, I'm well aware the 80s cartoon is cheeseball, but I watch it through nostalgia goggles, and I will forever love it. But I have no doubts the stories are probably so much better in these more modern cartoons for sure. These are going to be the best representation.
This is 2003.
I know, mate.
This is 20 years ago.
I know,
mate.
that's crazy, isn't it? That's crazy. We're old people. These are going to be the best representation of these character designs in plastic for sure. Super 7 get their. I know people give Super 7 stick, but they do make good stuff. It's just the prices people don't like. So I think that, like you said, they're upping the ante with these. Jay in the chat seems to be excited about these as well. So when is the Turtles due? They're due this year, ain't they?
No idea. They probably are towards, because they've only just. I think they finished all the Playmates waves now. So the next wave that is due is the 2003 Turtles.
Oh wow!
So that is due. So if the most recent wave came out, in the past month, 2 months or so, they will probably be hitting.
Super7.
They generally release it like 2 waves a year, so probably the latter half of the year will be when the 2003 Turtles.
Super7 on their website do have a shipping update thing. Let me just have a quick look to see if I can find it. I can never find things quickly when I need to, but they do have a, like when things are shipping section of their site, because that would be interesting to know. Where did you pre-order yours from?
Comics and Cocktails. So it's the only place in the UK that does it as like a. If you can get all 4 figures as a bundle. Now they don't accept PayPal anymore, which is a bugger, but they do. If you order the whole wave together, they give a little bit of a discount on it. So That's where I got it from. But the only thing is if you were to order it from SUPER7, you get the extra bag of heads of it.
Oh yes.
Both ways so far. It doesn't seem like we're getting them here as part of any of our stores, but I've seen them, and I don't think they're essential to it.
It says June, by the way, June 2025.
June. Okay, cool.
June.
Yeah.
SUPER7 actually emailed me this week and said they're sending me an Iron Giant. I didn't ask for an Iron Giant. Never had any communication with them before. They just emailed me and went, "We're sending you an Iron Giant." Never seen Iron Giant in my life. I'm just like, thanks. Okay.
Homework for you.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. I was like, you could have sent me like anything, Turtle, Power Rangers, or anything. Nope. Send me an Iron Giant. Okay. All right. Thanks. Thought that was random. But yeah. Okay. So June. So they should be coming soon, which is good to see. So let's jump out of that. Unless you got any final thoughts.
No, I think it's a good wave. They've upped the articulation. It's a good set of 4 figures for the wave. And yeah, that's my final thoughts on that. And we're moving on to the dreaded McFarlane. It seems like they've hit it. It seems like they've got the license.
Look, you and me could license the Turtles if we want to. The Turtles license is a whore. They will sleep with anybody. They don't care. They just like money. Like, you can't be mad at them. The people who own the Turtle license, which is it Nickelodeon still? I think Nickelodeon is still the master.
Nickelodeon,
Nickelodeon, like, they must just like money. So fair play to them. If someone comes knocking on their door, knock, can I make some Turtle? Before you even finish your sentence, they're like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Do you know what I mean? Like, we could license the Turtles.
Make sure we have our cut. Yeah.
Yeah, like, so of course McFarlane obviously is losing DC, so he needs something new to make. Obviously, previously it was Loyal Subjects that were making the IDW style Turtles, but but now the Loyal Subjects are putting their efforts into bringing back Mask, so that frees up the IDW designs. So I think that's exactly the avenue that McFarlane's going to go. So I just don't like McFarlane aesthetic. It's just a me thing. Like, I've tried to, just like everybody else, I love DC, and that was the only thing available to buy. Like, so I brought McFarlane DC stuff, pretending I liked it because I wanted these characters in my display. But then I'd step back and be like, why do I have these? They're not pleasing. They don't. It's just, I'm buying them because it's the only version of these characters we currently have. Where I have plenty of options of the Turtles that I want. I don't care. This is my opinion on this. Like it's IDW. Tom, Mini Plastic Multiverse. Shout out Tom. He sent me the trade of the IDW Turtles, and I started to read it. I didn't finish it, but I did read quite a lot of it and liked what I read of the story, like a more adult version of the Turtles and a modern day type vibe. So I don't hate the idea of having those designs in plastic, but I just don't like the idea of McFarlane doing them. You know they're going to have big thick pins. You know the articulation is going to be crap. Like, look at that. Look, he's got interchangeable feet. Why? Does that mean there's no articulation in the feet, so you have to put in other feet to get him to tiptoe? Like, what?
Who knows?
Why has he got interchangeable feet?
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be 5-inch line, so it's not going to fit in anyway. It's part of the page punches. Now, with this, I've already got the 4 Turtles from IDW Turtles from Loyals. Well, 5 Turtles.
No QC issues, right?
Neca.
No QC issues. You had perfect time.
We won't go into any of that shit. Yeah, they're a huge headache. But they look good. They look good on the display together. And yeah, I'm not going to get rid of them just to bring in the McFarlanes, because it's going to be the same. It's going to be shit articulation. In fact, I probably prefer the articulation based, the looks based of the Loyal Subjects to the McFarlane. So I will be sticking with my Loyal Subjects. This will be a line I don't have to go into. I've already got that representation on my shelf, and if anybody does decide to go into this,
look, if I see them, I will check them out on the shop, like on the shelf. I will pick them up, look at the box, but I don't think I'm going to be spending my money to buy any. If they do turn out to be good, then great. Like, I don't want these to be bad. I just don't have any high hopes based off what Todd currently does. But it's not I want these to be bad. I'd like these to be great, and I'd like if they are great, I'd buy them. I just based off what Todd currently does, I just don't see them being good. So yeah, don't care, Todd. Don't care, mate.
So,
Don't care.
yeah, I'm not in on this line either. I've got my comic representation already. Now, this next set of things, I'm going to leave to you.
Oh, this is just a nostalgia party. So this is just me reliving my childhood. Like I already have that Donnie's toilet. Like he sits on a toilet and the plungers move when you turn the wheels. I've already brought that. It comes with an exclusive Donnie as well with that helmet. So I've already got that. But again, I want this. I had this as a kid. Probably my most played with turtle toy as a kid. Love that turtle layer with all the gimmicks and stuff. God knows where my one I just think I'm the oldest of 4 brothers, so every toy I had just got handed me down. I've got tons of cousins and stuff. I have none of my toys from my childhood anymore. They're all gone. That's why as an adult I am rebuying my childhood and the things that just make me smile. This is absolutely one of them. So as I said, I never had the Technodrome, and I've already brought that, but I did have this. So in my adult life, I want to connect my Technodrome to my turtle layer. I cannot wait. I'm going to absolutely make a retro display. So I'm all in on this. This is an Amazon exclusive, by the way, later this year. And it does connect to the re-release of the Technodrome.
Did they also confirm on Pixel Dan's stream of this? Whereas the Technodrome size was slightly smaller than the original one, I think this one's going to be the same size as the original.
This is one for one. Yeah, one for one. So yes, you're absolutely correct. They scaled down the Technodrome a little bit because they had to do new tooling, but this is 1-to-1 scale based off the original. And even though the Technodrome's a different scale, the pipe fits. They've made it all work. So the pipe still was the right size. So absolutely can connect. There's a picture somewhere where they are connected. I'll try and find it, but
I didn't get that one.
No, so, they showed them off at different toy fairs. It's all over the place. But another thing that if we go back to season 1 of Turtles and Tea, I said one of my Playmate reissues. I'd love Neca to do a proper version as well. But again, another Playmates toy I never had as a kid. I clearly never had much of the villain weaponry. I had the turtle layer, I had the turtle van, but never had the Technodrome, never had the Mutant modular. So again, this is just me. Childlike Dan, rebuying the toys I never had as a kid. So very happy to get that. My cousin had it again. So the turret spins and stuff like that, or the drill spins, sorry. You can fit turtles in there. Love that. And then this was another wishlist item, the Foot Cruiser. The Neutrinos from the first season of the Turtles is essentially a 6-episode a movie split into 6 episodes. It's like the Neutrinos come from Dimension X, and it's one long animated thing cut into episodes for television, for broadcasting's sake. So it's like a mini movie with the Neutrinos coming from Dimension X, and they fly around in these cars. I would love Neca to do these for the Neutrinos, but because the Neutrinos are such a small scale anyway, they actually fit into the Playmates cars, and people have made customs of the Foot Cruiser for the Neutrinos. So like, I like the idea of this to go in the Toon Turtle display as a Foot Cruiser for the Neutrinos, which is accurate to the very first season of the Turtles, but then also just as a Playmates thing that again never had as a kid that I always wanted. So yeah, I see multiple uses of this. This is probably not going to be out until next year though. This isn't, unlike the other ones that are remade, this is an actual vintage Foot Cruiser that they put on display just to announce that they are going to retool it and re-release it. So this is probably going to be a 2026 item eventually, but they did just want to announce that they will be reissuing the Foot Cruiser at some point. But they said they had to retool it, so they said it will be the same scale but new tooling or something like that. So watch Pixel Dan's walkthrough. He walks through with the Playmates rep, and they break it down. But yeah, I'm in on the Playmates nostalgia. This is 2012 Turtle, right? Is it?
Yeah, 2012 Turtles. So they're hitting the 2012.
Yeah, so Playmates are reissuing.
Well.
And they've reissued. I brought the 2013 reissues they did as well, even though I've not seen that show. I just like the designs, and I like the packaging with the big turtle heads on top. So I love that Playmates are reissuing what they did. I still think though, as their original license, right, Playmates are reissuing like the figures as well, like all these little individual figures. They're reissuing ones, and they're continuing to reissue new ones. I still think there's a missed opportunity here where Playmates could continue that scale. Do you know, like the Mutanimals, for example? We never got these in that Playmate scale, and there's a customizer online. I think he's called Defoot or whatever it is. Veebs posted a picture. Let me see if I can find it actually, where they customize like sort of concepts of what could have been in the Turtle line. And I think Playmates should do that. It should do that officially. Let me see if I can find this picture from Veebs, from Fuchsia's former Fuchs, Robo's good friend. He always awkwardly laughs on his interviews. Where is the picture? So like these are customs. These are custom Playmate aesthetic figures, like of Jaguar, and what's his name? What's the other one called?
Dreadmon.
Yes, exactly. These were never actually made in the Playmates days, but this is a customizer making Playmates aesthetics of characters that never got that style. Why ain't Playmates doing that officially? Do you know what I mean? Like, they look great. Playmates could do that and make new characters and characters that were introduced in other cartoons and whatever. Do you know, like, if Playmates have continue making toys, they should continue that aesthetic, I think. Because they're re-releasing all the old stuff. Why not give a little bit of newness as well for that aesthetic?
It's like Neca are doing Playmates figures as part of their cartoon line, like
Yes.
with Worm and with Panda
Yes.
Khan, and this it can work if they go the other way as well and hit some of the cartoons over the years and just do figures from there as well to add to it.
Let me just look at my Legends and Liquor folder. I think for one of our shows before, maybe at the start of the year, I spoke about, like, they're reissuing stuff like this, like, which is crazy. Here's the picture I told you of the Technodrome the connected to the turtle layer. That, again, doesn't really make sense why the enemies would be neighbours, but you can imagine the Technodromes invading the turtle layer or whatever. And also, did I get any pictures? Any more pictures? I can't find any more pictures, but they're re-releasing loads of stuff anyway. I love it. I love the retro stuff. Again, this is the reason I love Turtles today. That animated cartoon and these toys. The same way that I watched the Spider-Man animated Marvel show and the toys. Like, these Toy Biz toys and that cartoon is embedded in my brain, in my soul. The exact same for the Toon Turtles and the Playmates toys. Like, I literally have... my light's ain't on, so you can't see it, but I have some of the Playmate figures mint on card in acrylic cases on display, like, because they're just as important to me. So, yeah, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Right, let me close some tabs.
They're doing a lot with the Mutant Mayhem and stuff as well, so I didn't get a lot of that, but they're trying to get the younger generation who saw the movie to pick up versions of that, because they're doing play sets, they're doing extra figures.
Turtles forever, my friend. Turtles forever. Right, I'm aware of time, and again, it's our first show back, so I don't want to go too crazy, but let's just get into what do we want to see in 2025, Tanner, all right? Hopefully, again, this is season 2 of Turtles and Tea. I'm going to make sure it's rebranded as such. We'll try and be more regular as we approach San Diego Comic-Con, where it's probably going to be the next bunch of reveals. What do you want to see for your own personal collection in regards to Turtles? From any company, from any brand, what do you want?
I put together a little list, so I will go through that. And we'll start with the movie figure. I alluded to it earlier. There's one movie figure that we want, and that's the Paige Turco, April O'Neil. She's the one thing literally that is missing from my movie display. The one main character. All right, you've got the copper from the first movie and April's boss, but they're like side characters. They don't really count. April is a main
She's April O'Neil, yeah, of course.
She's the main character in that character for 2 movies. So you can have 2 versions of it. One for number 2, one for number 3, and be done with it. And it's just how close, how far they are to having that agreement with Paige Turco. I hope they're closer than we think they are. And these figures
is this Paige Turco used to play April O'Neil in 2 Turtle movies? Oh, hello, yes it is. Do you like money? Yes, I do. Can we just make some toys? Do you know what I mean? Can it not be that simple? What is she doing right now?
Yeah.
Do you want to just sit at home and continue what you're doing, but we send you checks? Do you know what I mean? Like, come on now, love.
100%.
Give me your number. I'll ring her. I'll convince her. Do you know what I mean? Neca, I'll be the middleman for you. Not a problem. Your Super Turt. Your boy's got toys in the chat. Says Turtles and Barbie or GTFO. What's GTFO? But
Get the F out.
oh, okay. Well, Barbie, you could make an April O'Neil Barbie, a redhead with a yellow jumpsuit. Absolutely. Why not? Playmates news van. Yes, I agree, Bethany. Yeah. That was one of my picks. I didn't add any
vehicles on here. I've added more like figures that we're missing. Yeah. So that was the only movie figure I really,
Hang on one second. Let me just show that. Let me just show that van before, because I have got a picture of that. So Bethany mentioned this van as a re-release. I would take that too, Bethany. This is a very rare item. It comes with like a green outfit version of April as well. That makes no sense. But yes, the Turtle, the Channel 6 van was a variant of the Turtle van, of course. Very rare. They should absolutely redo that. I agree. But back to Tanner's list. Shall I just go to the list for the beginning? Let me just go to. You go through.
Yeah, because it's kind of jumpy. Yeah, all right. If it's like that, then
yeah, we'll just go through.
So we've got the you mentioned the first 6 episodes. This is the Guardian of the Eye of Sarnath. He comes to track down the Eye of Sarnath, what everybody's chasing after in the first season, and he dies because his spaceship falls into a river. They fish him out, and he gives Donnie this tracker to track the pieces, and dies. This is one that I feel like I want him as part of my
collection. Looks like a prune, withered, dried up prune.
Yes, because when I think of early Turtles, I think of this guy, and it's just, even though he was only there for a couple of seconds, yeah, he's part of...
he's in the lore. He's in Turtle lore. He's in the original season as well. I'm with you. This has to be the most wanted toon character, Tanner.
Next, Tempestra. Yeah, you got to complete that army of the rogues. How they haven't got to it yet, and they're re-releasing and creating Playmates versions of other things is just amazing to me. They're leaving money on the table just by not doing Tempestra, because everybody's asking for Tempestra.
They have done. This is the Night of the Rogues. This is basically the villainous team up. This is like the Sinister Six of the Turtle. Well, the Sinister Seven, but the villain team up of the Turtle cartoon, where all the villains from different episodes all team up together, and Neca have done every single one apart from Tempestra. If they don't show off Tempestra at San Diego Comic-Con this year, we riot. It's as simple as that, Tanner. Yeah. We get on a plane and we get our get a fiery stick or a pitchfork, and we just go crazy. Like they have to be sitting on Tempestra. They know she is the gap in the collection. I agree, Tanner. Probably the most wanted toon character right now to complete this. You know, I love completing teams, people. This is how I will display them on the shelf, like this, from this scene, this image, this clip. Give me a Tempestra. I'm with you, Tanner.
Tempestra. So then the next one on the list is we're moving to Archie now, and we've literally got almost every single member of the Stump Wrestling Federation, apart from this figure, which is Bloodsport or Bloodbath. It's just a giant cat in like black pants. You see in one issue of the later issues, basically beating up Ace Duck. So they've got all the other roster members of the Stump Wrestling Turtles, apart from this one. We need this one going forward. We want to complete that roster. You want to have a team of good guys, a team of bad guys, and a wrestling ring as well going forward. And whilst we're on Stump Wrestling, I'm fairly certain that this is the next one. It's not that one. Go forward one more. These two.
The commentators.
So, yeah, the commentators and the promoters. You've got Stump and Sling, who are the commentators. They own Stump Wrestling. They do the commentary. They're based on Donald Trump and Don King, based on their looks.
Oh, okay.
As you can see from these as well. So you can't have the roster members without a ring. You can't have the roster members without the managers. In effect, the Vince McMahons, or the JR and the Jerry the King Lawler, Michael Cole and the whoever. You got to have these guys commentating on the matches, creating the matches as well. So I think these two are key as part
Then
of
you
that
need a
stunt
little
wrestling
commentary
display.
table and everything. You need a proper like
Yeah.
wrestling diorama set up. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Let's go
So
backwards
we
then.
go back.
Yeah.
This is the transport they used to get everybody to that stomp wrestling organization. This is Cuddly the Cowlick, who's a giant floating cow head who is capable of interspace travel.
You would
So
display a
it's
giant
just
floating
crazy.
cow head.
It's just something nuts. You could imagine walking into somebody's collection room and you see a giant floating action figure cow head capable of transporting people to the Stump Wrestling Federation. Yeah.
There you go, right out the cow's mouth.
So he stores them in its mouth. You jump in his mouth. He flies across and then spits you out once you arrive.
If only it was that easy. Oh, you mentioned this guy before.
Back to cartoon. Frit, the holiday alien. We gotta have him as well. Key member. He's in a couple of episodes with his magic camera, and then we move on to 2003 Super7. We've got all the main people. We need an April O'Neil.
They're doing April, right? Surely.
They're all doing April. Probably as part of Wave 3.
They've already said that they're going to Wave 3. They will be doing a Wave 3. So.
Yeah. So April has got to be part of Wave 3, as well as this next one, who is Baxter Stockman. This is one of the many looks he has over the course of that series, because he starts off as a scientist.
So he's not a bug?
No, he starts off as a scientist, but with every failure, Shredder punishes him by taking a body part of his.
Okay.
So he ends up going and making a mech body for himself, and he keeps on failing, until he's just like a brain in a jar.
Okay.
As part of a different mech with his eye as well. So it's the case of we have multiple versions of Baxter to do. I'd like this big giant mech one. It could go against my.
You just like giant turtle mechs, don't you?
I'm now into my mech figures because of these Heat Boys mechs. So I would say that, and that's my list of figures. I would like to add to my collection. Yeah.
Solid. I'll just throw a couple in there. In regards to the Toon show. I just want April's British auntie, Agatha Marbles, please. I put her in a 2-pack with Tempestra. Do you know what I mean? I don't care. Get her out there, all right? I had that episode on VHS. I watched it a lot as a kid. So yeah, I want her. I know it's a stupid little old lady, but I will buy her in plastic. What else?
Based on what's her name, isn't it? Something Quinn Medicine Woman, isn't she?
Yeah,
she's kind of character,
parody.
right?
She's a parody, of course she is. And who else do I want? What else have I got in front of me?
You want Burn's girlfriend?
Oh yeah, no, I've said that as well. What's it? Tiffany.
Yeah.
Tiffany to go with Burn.
Yeah.
We've already got Burn, so we could get Tiffany. But someone mentioned it in the chat, so I was trying to throw up a picture of it. It's Giant Krang. Let's find out some information on Giant Krang. Neca showed this off at San Diego Comic-Con 2 years ago. At this point, yeah, by the time we get to San Diego this year, it would have been 2 years ago that they showed this off, and we still no sign of it. Again, if in season 1, the finale of season 1, Kang is a giant monster, and this would be accurate in your Toon display. So, is it a 1/4 inch scale figure? Yes. But it is accurate for your Toon display. So I would display it right like they have there next to the street diorama to give it that sense of scale. And I want it. I brought all the quarter scale turtles. I love them. No regrets. So I will buy a quarter scale Kang, because not only is it a quarter scale Kang, it is accurate to the 1/12 Toon collection from season 1 of the Toon Turtles. And I'm just going to put it out there. We've already spoke about this already, Tanner, but now that Super7 have done the Cat's Lair and that's shipped out to people, I just want to see what a Super7 sewer layer or Technodrome would look like. Yeah, probably more the Technodrome. I wouldn't have a clue. I'd have no space for it. I wouldn't have the funds for it. I just want to see what it would look like. Do you know what I mean? And I'd probably find a way to buy it. I'd sell a kidney or something. But I just want to. Do you know what I mean? I just want to see.
This will be if they do a Technodrome for the price of probably the price it will be. This will be our version of the Mystic Legion's dragon.
Yeah.
We had to throw a reference to that in here somehow.
I know it's a crazy concept, but I know it's definitely something Brian Flynn would want to attempt. But it would be it would be sting the wallet for sure. Like probably with the Sentinels coming this year from Marvel Legends, and I need to save some funds for them. Probably not the best year to do it. So hold off for another year if you want, Brian. I don't mind, but I would like to see. Like, because I think the Neca Super 7 stuff is really... the Neca Super 7 stuff. That doesn't make sense. The Super 7 Turtle stuff is really good. I would love... and what I like about the Super 7 playsets are that they are... Yes, they're playsets, but they are a place to display your figures as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, as adults that display our figures, like, we want to display our figures in their own little environments. And I think if we had a big Technodrome that opened up and we could use that as a display to create some mini scenes for our Super 7 Turtles and stuff, I think it would look great. Or a Turtle layer. To be fair, Neca have done the Turtle layers, so maybe not as excited for that so much. Yeah, I'd rather Technodrome because we've got the Neca Turtle layers and that's quite a simple thing anyway. It's just a bloody sewer. Yeah, but Technodrome would be more...
that musk from Ramen Toys,
yes, which can be fit in multiple. That looks great as well. That again, that could just be a lot. That can any 1/12 scale toy could fit with the Ramen musk thing. But I just think Super 7 Technodrome. I just want to see it. I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to even look at the price. I just want to see what it would look like because I think they did such a great job with Thundercats Cats Layer. I wish I was more of a Thundercats fan because I would have brought it because it just looks so good for what it represents. But I just wasn't that much of a Thundercats fan to buy it. But I appreciate what it is, and it's only going to go up in value. As much as all these we bitch about all these expensive things, they're not going to get cheaper. That's not how the aftermarket works with high-end collectibles, which is what these are. So yeah, because the Cats Layer goes for like $1,000 now, minimum. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So again, yeah, that's just a random thing I thought I'd throw out there. But again, we're 41 years since the Turtles debuted in the Mirage comics, and there has been a version of the Turtles for every generation. And
we're 35
spoiled.
years from the first movie. It's 35th anniversary.
Yes, that's crazy. Again, I never seen the first movie when it came out. I seen Secret of the Ooze first, and went backwards. Because as a kid, you don't know. There's no internet. You don't know. You just know what's put in front of you. And one day, I knew there was a Turtle movie, and I made my mum and dad buy it me on VHS. And I had the vinyl. I had the Turtles vinyl, and I have a vivid memory. I've probably said this before. My dad was a bit of a vicious bastard, and like he knew to really get to us, he'd break our toys. When he was really pissed off with us, he'd give us a fucking slap and break our toys. And many a tear was shed for broken toys, trust me. I remember having a Turtle vinyl. I had a little vinyl player in my room, and I'd play the Turtle Teenage Mutant Ninja Power Teenage... I know that was from the first movie, but I had that vinyl. And I'd play it in my room. And one day, I don't know what I did. Probably nothing. Probably whopped a bogey on the wall or something. I don't know. Something stupid that kids do. And my dad come in, picked up the vinyl, and slung it. And it just shattered into a million pieces. And these are the type of childhood memories I have, Tanner. And this is why now, as an adult, approaching 40, I spend all my hard-earned money on Turtle people, plastic toys to bring me the joy that he once brought me as a kid. I don't know. Is this therapy right now? Is that what Turtles and Tea has turned into?
That sounds like it. I'll send you the invoice in the mail.
Cheers, mate. I'm glad I got that off my chest. I do feel better now. Thank you, Tanner. Thank you. And thank you for your patience and joining us tonight to talk some Turtles. We will try and do this again without it being a 6-month hiatus, and maybe we can get some guests on that want to talk some Turtles with us. So if you are a channel member supporting the channel and you want to come and be a guest on Turtles and Tea, please hit me or Tanner up and let us know. As long as you can talk Turtles, you're in. You have got to pass the test though, and the test is quite simply who's your favourite turtle. And if you get the wrong answer, you're not allowed in, I'm afraid. So yeah, you need to think hard about that one. Let me just go to the chat, Tanner, to get us out of here. Thanks some people. Let me end this poll. The poll said, who is currently making the most exciting turtle toys? Neca, 57% is the winner, not surprised there. 22% for Super 7, 10% for Playmates, and somebody else with 11%. Who was that and somebody else? Who are people think is someone else?
So it could be McFarlane.
It's got to be
Mezco.
it could be Mezco
It's got
Mondo. Yeah, it's not McFarlane. It's not McFarlane. Right, I'm in the poll. Neca wins that one. That's probably fair. Neca do so many turtle stuff. It makes sense. Shout out. Oh, I need to reset that. Shout out Damien J California Red Devil, who says Miss Marvels is from Agatha Christie. Of course it is. Virtual Dave has been with us as well. Bethany was here. Cute Colt. Who else? We've got Chase. Cloud was here for a little bit. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much, California Red Devil, for the super chat. Again, we appreciate that. And thank you for joining us for Turtles and Tea. Now, again, me and Tanner, we were prepared to do this, just me and Tanner. We didn't care. We wanted to talk some Turtles. But we are glad that some people were able to join us this evening for this promptu, unannounced return of Turtles and Tea. Tanner, tell the good people where they can find you online.
So SuperTech 5000, you can see it just below there, and also here, and on Turtles Tea and Legends and Liquor, and also going forward, if for a week in Las Vegas, you'll find me in the casinos or in the random targets, hunting for Turtles Hall of Fame figures and trying to raise the money in the casinos to pay for these Turtles Hall of Fame items.
I will give you $10 to put five. I will give you $10 to put $10 on red 5 for me in the casino of your choice. If I win, then we can go on a shopping spree at Target, and hopefully my winning money will pay for your extra checked bag with all our turtle goodies. But if we don't have a Turtles and Tea before then, you enjoy yourself in but I'm gonna see you on Legends.
I'm sure
anyway.
I'll be visible on Legends and
we're gonna be doing Legends and Liquor on Sunday anyway, ain't we? It's ridiculous.
So you'll see me on Sunday more than likely.
Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for the regular Legends stream. Rich is back as well tomorrow from his annual leave. Have no idea what our topic is going to be, but if everything goes to plan, I should have all Maximum Series Spider-Man in my hand tomorrow. Oh, controversial. Is there any way for me to review that figure without getting hate? Probably not, but I don't give a shit anyway. I'm going to review it all the same. And
I think you should do 2 reviews. One for the Spider-Man, the other one for the Spider-Sperm.
I'll just do 2 reviews. One that I really love it, one that I say only positive things, and then I'll do a second review where I hate it and only say negative things. And then that way, people can watch whichever one they want. Do you know, like, it's up to them
It'd be interesting to see which one does better.
Probably the negative one, because that's what YouTube feeds on. People hiding in the comments, waiting to hate on something. But we don't hate Turtles, and that's why we are back. So, go and follow Tanner, and we'll be back for Legends and Liquor on Sunday. I'll be back tomorrow. So, lots of streaming this week. I've got Marvelous March to post, but me and Tanner are going to go and watch the new episode of Daredevil. Thank you very much to Scotty, Phil, Bethany, Home Dude, Damien. We see yous. We appreciate yous. I've got an end screen. Give them a wave, Tanner. We're gone. Bye-bye. We'll be back soon. Pow! Make sure you click one of these videos on the screen. I will put the playlist up for the previous episodes of Turtles and Tea, but they're about 6 months old now, so you probably just want to save it for the next episode, or go and click that review of a turtle figure I once reviewed. I don't know which one it is, because I'm going to put this in post. But it's there, alright? Enjoy it, alright? I'll see you in a bit.